to the house. The one they talking about, word of mouth. The boxing playhouse, without a doubt. All the latest and greatest boxing news, that's what it's all about.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Boxing Playhouse, and it's After Dark series. And I'm Sakura A, and I got Emilio Santana with me tonight.
What's up, y'all?
Well, I mean, that was some intro. Did you love that, or what?
Definitely love that right there.
Me too. Brittany's photography, baby.
Shouts out to Brittany.
Well, you know what tonight is, right?
I know it's Ladies'Night.
So why you here?
Well, I'm here for the ladies.
Yeah, like I said, I know you're all about the ladies. So we got some wonderful guests for you guys tonight. We got legends, baby. Icons of ladies sports. We got an international boxing Hall of Fame in the house tonight.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
What we gonna do with her? I'm so excited. I'm about to bust out of my skin. And then we got one of her opponents with her tonight.
Yeah, we do.
You know, that must have been one shot. Cause boy, that punch must have been something serious.
That's some love on it.
Yeah. That's some love on it. That's right. We got Wifey Boo with us tonight too, Miss Lisa. And I can't pronounce her name, so I'm gonna have to ask her to pronunciate her name for me correctly. But I'm ready to introduce them. Are you ready? Or you wanna? Or do we got any news we gonna talk about? Is there anything new going on besides AB cutting up as usual?
Well, I'm glad that the sport of boxing looks like it's gonna be back on the air next week, Tuesday.
Okay.
Stevenson, I think, on ESPN.
Yeah.
Boxing gonna come back in full swing. You dig? Stronger than ever. So y'all get ready.
I love that because Top Rank. You know what? I'm about to, if I got to pay or order or what we got to do, because I'm ready. I've had about enough of these older fights for right now, and it's giving me some time to study up, guys. But at the same time, like, I need some new action.
Definitely, most definitely. It's time for the young guns to step up. Let's fight each other. Ain't no time for putting off no big fights. It's time to get it on.
Now, what's going to be our key word for the night? Because you know we have to do our drinking game.
I want to go with Ladies' Night.
Oh, Ladies' Night?
It's only right.
Okay. Well, I hope our first guests here, they have their drinks ready because we're ready to announce them now. Let's go for it. We got world champion, former world champion, Hall of Famer, Florida Boxing Hall of Famer, Christy.Martin, and her partner in crime, that's Lisa Hallwin, I think. Let's bring these ladies on up here. What's going on, ladies?
Hey! They are ready. Wow.
Okay. First toast.
That's the most readiest
with you.
guess I've seen, baby.
No, it's Lisa Hollowine.
Hollowine. Okay. I knew I was gonna mess it up, but I tried anyway. I'm sorry.
You were really close. You were closer than most.
Yeah, it's a tough night.
We actually fought each other on the Rockman Lewis rematch card at the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas back in 01.
Okay.
You know, Don King, and she was mean, man.
Oh, no.
She was smashed me right in the face. She was like not even backing down. I was trying to get in her head and talk shit, but it didn't work.
So,
Christy, what did you say to her at that weigh-in to try to shake her up? I want to know what was your shit talking word?
Yeah, you need to ask her how not polite she was at the weigh-ins.
Yeah, I mean at the weigh-in, he was like trying to be really, tough and stuff. She's like, "Good luck, Martin." I'm like, "Good luck getting knocked the fuck out."
She did. Actually, she weighed first. And all of the guys there are borderline afraid of Mark Ratner, right? Christy jumps off the stage, elbows Mark Ratner out of the way, so she's standing in front of the scale when I weigh. And I weigh, and I was like, what is this girl doing? I didn't say that, but I said, good luck, Martin. And I was bending over to get my clothes, and she said what she said. And I thought, oh, my God, this little midget did not say that.
You was about mad with her, huh?
Look at that. She's
So I seen this one picture of you guys in the ring. And Lisa, you really gave Christy a real hard one right in the mouth.
Yes, yeah, all kinds of them. You see, that's what I say. You learn. You don't backtalk your wife, right? Boom. It's just like
I'm not understanding this. How did this become a love connection?
The fact that she won, she hit me way more times than I hit her. So, and if you can see that punch, you can see that it's like 2 to 3 inches too short.
Wow.
Been another 2 or 3 inches, it would have been a good punch.
I mean, I got the picture because I don't believe that looked like that landed.
There you go. That's evidence. But you know what? You're absolutely right. You guys were talking about new talent, not new talent, but new fights coming out and Top Rank. Let's give them all the praise. We have boxing back out there in Las Vegas. Thank goodness the casinos and everybody's opening up. Tuesday, we actually have Christy.Martin Promotions will be represented by Johnny Langston on the Top Rank card Tuesday night. And
that's nice.
Get him out there, get him another fight, and he's a good fighter. He's tough. He throws great combinations for a big guy. So I'm excited about having Johnny Langston out there. First one on TV, so everybody in the boxing world is going to be watching.
He's really a cruiserweight. Sometimes he fights heavier than that, but
okay,
he's really got much better than average talent. He really does.
I didn't know you guys had anybody signed yet. So this is your first boxer that you've signed, or you have a couple?
Oh,
we have a couple.
Ask Christy about her baby from West Virginia.
I had this little guy, because I'm old, I can call him a kid, but I had this little kid in West Virginia. He's a 130-pounder, and I am so excited about him. Anthony Sevilla is his name. He's 1-0, getting ready to fight on our show July 11th. It'll be on QC Broadcasting pay-per-view. And, we're excited to see him come out there. And I really believe he's the real deal. Anthony Sevilla, write the name down. You're going to see him. We're going to move him quickly because he can fight. I don't need to feed him bums because the kid can fight. And he's from West Virginia. We got that connection. We can understand each other.
West Virginia. What was your moniker back in the day? Coal miner's daughter.
Amen.
All right. That's what I'm talking about.
He understands hard work, and that's what it takes. It takes the hard work in the gym, out of the gym, 24/7, 365. This kid's on point. So, as I said, I'm excited. I'm putting all my energy behind him, and it takes a lot for me to get excited about these young fighters these days.
Right. It really does. Because, first of all, they're not getting exposure, but the ladies really are not getting enough exposure, and that's why I wanted to create at least a once a month show just centered around the ladies. So I came up with this Ladies Night concept, and Emilio, Ladies
Night. There you go.
Oops.
There you go. Yeah, it's great. We have now that we have women's boxing in the amateurs, women's boxing has a greater chance to keep growing, and we're just looking for some more talent. The talent pool is very shallow right now, so it's not like it was in the 90s. We had some really good fighters back in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I want to ask, Chrissy, is Evan Holyfield gonna be on your next card?
I hope we have Evan back in September. Termite Watkins, who's his trainer, was a COVID victim. Not a victim, but he was in the hospital for three weeks. On the ventilator, off the ventilator, back on the ventilator. He was very, very sick. Thank God he's been released and he's back on the back in the gym. Back talking crap and getting fighters ready. So hopefully we have Evan back in September. But that was so exciting. In February we had Evan, we had Evander, we had John Ruiz in the house. So many champions. So much excitement. Everything was going, in the right direction, and then we got hit by COVID.
Hey, we know exactly what you mean because we had our little buzz going too. We was like, oh yeah, boxing PlayHouse, and now it's like Boxing Playhouse.
Trust me, I feel you. Lisa hears it every day. I'm like, I just told her 20 minutes ago, I need a job. Boxing promotion. And, you know, just thank God, I'm blessed. She's great support and just keeps pushing me. It's gonna make it. It's gonna make it. You're gonna do fine.
Hey, you know, all the things your mom used to tell you, Rome wasn't built in a day. All those things are true. And I mean, you just look at Christy's career. Look at anyone who made it in boxing's career. It takes like a million days of going to the gym, a million times of having the door shut in your face, a million times of thinking it's your breakout moment, and then all of a sudden you're not even looking and it's right there. So
Right.
I mean, that's what all this is. You're just putting in the time, waiting for the breaks to happen. And she's definitely put in the time, so it's gonna come. She's doing a great job. Her shows are off the chart. They really are.
Absolutely. We've been trying to get over that in Jacksonville, Christy. We've been trying to do it, but I mean, last time we almost got to go, and then at the last minute we couldn't. I forgot what happened. But
well, we had a female fight on the last card, on that February card that she was talking about, and the audience was great. Evan was great. He's a sweet boy, and probably a great fighter too. But he's a sweet boy too. I'm 54, so I get to say that. But we had a women's fight.
Bring him on a podcast so we can find out more information about him too.
Had everybody standing.
The women's fight stole the show. It really did. I mean, they were just standing
4 rounds of banging.
Yeah, it was a great fight.
Wow.
So, yeah, you know, it was a good statement for women's boxing. It was on Pain Boxing Internet. So, you know, it was getting out there. They got some exposure. It wasn't just the sold out crowd that was in the house. Actually, they got some worldwide exposure. So hopefully that'll help build their career. And off of that, they'll be able to spring into something bigger.
Yeah, definitely. Now, also, we'd like to have your boxers on the podcast as well sometime, if you guys can make that happen.
For sure. Absolutely. We would love to do that.
Okay, now, Lisa, I had a question for you. So when you were in the professional, when you were in did you do amateurs first? And if you did, exactly like how long did it take before you were able to find opponents and, you know, go to places like, you know, the USA tournaments and things like that and actually get opponents?
For me personally?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. They didn't have women, did they?
Yeah, for me personally, when I was that age, a long time ago, women weren't even allowed to box amateur. That came along after I was signed with Don King. Then women started to be allowed to fight in the amateurs. I think it was in maybe it was in 94, 93, 94, somewhere like that. When we started boxing the amateurs. But you know, I was already with King and on my way.
And even then, I mean, it took me 6 years in amateur to get 3 fights, and they were all 3 with the same woman.
The same lady each time, the same boxer.
It's tough, but I'm gonna say this group out in California, they call it Boxing Babes, and they had it going on. They had I don't even know how many women they had at the
40, 50,
maybe like 50 women fighters.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
They boxers because in the amateurs are boxers, not fighters. So 50 boxers. Yeah, at a little tournament. It was a 1-day tournament that they had, or a 1-day event.
Okay.
So yeah, it was with the Women's Hall of Fame. So it was great exposure for those girls, and you know, a great opportunity for them to display their skills.
Okay, and Lisa, when you finally got to the pros, how long had you been in the game before you know you got matched up with Christy for a big paycheck?
Hey,
that's all I was, a big paycheck to everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Girl,
They had to face you though. They had to get in that ring to face you. Now that's different.
she was the only TV fight out there, you know.
Right.
So in 2 weight classes up or down from her, you know, had Christy Martin's face on the heavy bag. It's just how the way it was. And she was the girl, you know. And yeah, and nothing against her because we didn't know her. It was just, you know, I want to fight Christy because that was your only chance of getting on TV.
Right. Oh wow, that's like you only got one shot. So how long did it take?
8 years.
8 years.
8 years.
Oh my goodness.
And I didn't turn pro till I was 32. So I was, I was pretty old when I fought her. And she still was sweet on me then.
Yeah.
What happened? I want to hear about this love connection now, because this is Ladies' Night, and I got to know.
Ladies' Night. Ladies' Night, y'all.
So, what happened? I mean, because I know during this slug out fight that you guys had, that you didn't have no connection or spark then. So, when did you guys link up?
Actually, Lisa came and sparred with me a few times after we fought each other to help me get ready for like Layla, Mahfoud, a couple different fights. She came down to spar with me, so we kind of stayed in touch. We were friendly, and then she came to one of my fights that I promoted, and I don't know, she hasn't left yet.
I got a question.
I can't say I haven't left yet.
Yeah.
No way, I haven't left yet.
Yeah.
Christy, I want to go way back to that night when you shocked the world and you stole the show on that Mike Tyson undercard. Everybody waiting on Mike to come out, and you came out of nowhere and put on one of the most entertaining fights and really put the women boxing on the map. What was that night like for you?
Unbelievable. And I always say that, Mike, of course, he's the main event. He's the entree. I'm just I was always just there to be the appetizer. I was going to get everybody heated up and ready for Tyson. So to have that opportunity was unbelievable. Look, I'm a coal miner's daughter from West Virginia. And I mean, now Lisa realizes when I say that, what I mean. I'm from a town of 300 people. So out here I am fighting in Las Vegas on pay-per-view on the undercard of Mike Tyson. I look around. The fight is over. I look around, and there's Sugar Ray Leonard ringside. There's Magic Johnson. There, Tupac was there.
I was going to say Tupac.
Tupac, yeah. That's that infamous night, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the actors, all the music people, the athletes. I mean, Roseanne was there. I mean, anybody that was anybody that came to see Mike Tyson. I was just lucky, I was in the right place at the right time and ready for the opportunity.
Yeah, but luck is when a bunch of hard work and preparation meets a good opportunity, and that's what these young fighters don't get is how much time goes on behind the scenes for when the lights come on for you to do your stuff. You don't just get
work in.
Into it. Oh, and by the way, right after that fight, this is what happened.
What's that right there?
Yeah. Oh, I can't hardly wait a minute. Let me put you on big so we can see you. Hold on. What happened? Let's see it.
Oh, the lady is a champ.
Cover Sports
Illustrated. Woo!
Oh, man.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah,
nowadays, it's not as big a deal as it was back in the 90s.
It's still a big deal. Anybody that got on the cover, I mean, I'd be dancing from some rooftop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is nice.
Back in the day, I mean, to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated, wow, that was a big deal. Now everything's digital, you see it online, all this and that. But this was like you had to go out and actually physically buy the magazine. It was really cool.
And then she's so cute, little baby.
Yeah, Christy was fine now. Christy was. Yes, Lord.
She still knows. She's actually
she was a good-looking coal miner's daughter.
So true. You should see her and her daddy. I mean, they're two peas in a pod.
They look just alike.
We act a lot alike.
And her brother jokes that he thought his name was "I'm going to tell Dad" until he was 5.
Yeah, because my dad. If my brother did something mean to me to upset me, I'm going to tell Dad. I'm going to tell Dad. And as soon as my dad came in, I would run to him.
Ready to tell it, huh?
Always.
Yeah. That's how I used to be with my granddaddy.
Hey, I want to know who's your favorite fighter? Who's your favorite fighter?
Wow. Look, I know a little bit about boxing. So I'm not going to talk to you about guys that are fighting now. I mean, I could go with Hagler and those guys.
Ooh,
Right, yeah.
that's my era right
I'm
there.
going to talk to you about Carmen Basilio, Gene Fulmer, and then I can go back a little bit more and talk to you about Willie Pep and some of those guys.
Oh,
So
okay.
I just love boxing, and I love to see fights. And back in those days, when we had, you know, Sugar Ray Robinson fighting LaMotta 5 times, those guys were fighters. Carmen Basilio fighting Gene Fulmer, going up in a weight that he should never been fighting. Those were wars. That's what I want to see. I want to see those wars. That's why I'm a Tyson fan. I was more of a Frazier fan. I was really not an Ali fan because I didn't want to see people box. I want to see people slug. I want to see people get knocked out.
Yeah, girl, I'm right with you. For real. That's what I love.
Boxer puncher.
Look,
Holyfield was
Holyfield's great.
I won probably $3 in quarters off my son on Holyfield. And I like De La Hoya. You can say what you want about him, but the man is ballet with his hands. He's beautiful.
Yeah, he was great. He had a lot of attributes. Very well rounded.
That shows us the problem right now. Like you were talking about earlier, you're tired of watching the same fights on TV, the old reruns and stuff. But they're not even giving us quality fights because they're giving us fights from 1 or 2 years ago. These guys they're not real fighters, you know. They're not like what we saw in the 70s.
That's true. That's true. She anytime they should go back even further and show us replays.
I mean, Prior Aguero. I mean, let's talk about fights.
You can even go back to Morales. I mean, those are great fights.
Oh man, those were some good fights right there. Even what's his name? Gotti and Mickey Ward.
Oh, Gotti and Ward. I mean, that's a poor man's war right there, right?
No, you did.
That's all it was.
Yeah,
but I mean, a great fight. Are you kidding me? Great fight.
It's a great fight, but step up the skill level and you have the exact same fight with Barrera Morales. Yeah.
Okay. I dig that. Now I can get that.
Hey, Christy, you got any wild Mike Tyson stories you could share about Mike?
Oh God.
What I can say about Mike is from day one, when I first met him, and it was the first time I met him, I think it was in Philly. And I fought the undercard when he fought Buster Mathis Jr. And he walked into the arena. He had already seen videotapes of me because we had a mutual friend that showed him these tapes. And so he walked into the hotel, and I'm sitting over in the lobby. He walked straight to me, and I was like, oh my god! And I'm like, I'm freaking out because what am I gonna say to Mike Tyson? But he came over, shook my hand, and hey, I watched your fights, and you got a mean left hook. I'm like, I want to be. So I get to open up the card for him 5 times. It was, that's surreal stuff. That's unbelievable to get to do that for any fighter, but especially a female fighter to get that kind of was great. But he was always real good. He told me one time, he said, whatever you do, don't get left in the same room with Don King. I'm like, what does
that mean?
He's gonna try something that's out of the way. He's gonna go overboard. And I'm like, Mike, I appreciate that. I got you.
Yeah, I think his persona overwhelmed people, and it was a time where he said crazy things, and I, not knowing him, right? They were closing the gym in San Antonio that I was training, and I trained. I was getting ready for a title fight, and Mike was there for a short period of time training, so they closed him both times. And he was coming in, and my then 11, 12-year-old son starts running across the gym saying, there's the man in black, there's the man in black. And I freaked out. He just talked about eating your child. And with him. And I had to pull up about 50 feet before because Mike walked by and put his hand on my head and said, hi, little man, and kept walking. I was like,
what?
I mean, he's really been always sweet with Christy. I haven't, only said hi in that way, but he is he's terribly sweet with Christy.
He actually did sit down with Netflix Netflix has a documentary coming out with me. And
nice.
I sat down for 20 minutes and did an interview with them. They just told me today, actually, I talked to them and they're like, yeah, he gave us a good solid 20 minutes of good stuff. So
what's it gonna be called again?
He would sit down and even talk to them regarding my career. But at any time, you have to think about it. You know, people want me to give Don King all the credit. Don King doesn't. I mean, he gave me a great opportunity. He could have ended it. But Mike Tyson at any moment could have said, I don't want that female fighter on my show. I don't want this girl on my show. He could have said any of that, and I would have never been on any more Mike Tyson shows. But he was all supportive. Even somebody said she stole the show from you. He said, I don't care. I made, 100, so who cares? 100,000.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I was going to ask you about, because we were actually there at the induction ceremony for Florida Boxing Hall of Fame. Was it last year?
Yeah, last year.
Or 2 years ago. Yes, 2 years ago. We came last year and we met Lisa, because she was there too. So that's when we met Lisa. But the first time we actually saw you get inducted in Tampa. So, like, I mean, what do you feel about now that you're finally getting accolades after being retired for so many years, and like it's finally your time to get your acknowledgement from these huge organizations that's kind of been like keeping women out?
Right. I think it's a huge statement that finally the boxing world has opened up and accepting the women fighters. And my whole thing was, and I get a lot of crap for this, I just wanted to be a fighter. I just wanted people to walk away and say she's a good fighter, not she's a good female fighter. Fighter. I wanted to say that, hey, she has good skills. She can, hook off her jab. She can hook down and up and throw a good right hand. I just wanted to say that I was a good fighter. And finally, I think people are starting to say that, hey, she was at least okay.
When did you start watching boxing and feeling like, you wanted to see people getting slugged out? Was that a you and your dad's thing or not?
No.
I think she did.
No. I started watching. My dad was a fight fan, but he really liked, his favorite fighter was actually Ernie Shavers. Because he liked the.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's one of the hardest hitting men right there.
That hard hitting man, big hands, thick. So I watched fights with my dad, and then this is crazy. But while I was in college, I remember going to a hotel room and that had HBO, so I could watch Hector Camacho fight.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to see. It was a big fight. I don't remember who was fighting, but I mean, such a contrast to Hector's style and my style. So, that was exciting. And then from then, from like college time on, I started really watching boxing and getting into it. And then as my career grew, I started reading everything, watching fights, because I felt like if somebody asked me about certain fighter, I want to know what weight class they were fought in. I want to know who they fought. I want to know if they were champion. I want to know something about them, because somebody's going to try to put me on the spot where they embarrass me and I don't know. So I tried to learn as much as I could about boxing history. And I think that is one of the negatives about athletes as a whole in all sports right now. They think that their sport, whatever it may be, is about them. They forget to pay a little respect to the people that came before.
Right.
That's true. Oh, we need to read some of our comments, because people have been actually giving you a lot of little like, accolades here. We got Robert. That's my friend Rob. He says, my Boxing PlayHouse family, have either of you seen the footage of Tyson in a new in AEW last week? And then we got Nawabi. He's saying good morning. So wherever he's at, it's a couple hours early.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. We got boxing. Oh, we got Boxing Meets Beauty. She says legend. And then she said Hall of Famers. And then Robert, he says legends. Okay, he's talking to both of y'all. And then we got Malachi. He's like laughing at something we said earlier. Who knows? And then he says, good luck getting knocked out.
There was a few other words in that sentence.
Oh, it was?
It was good luck getting knocked the fuck out.
Oh, that's what it was. Oh, now I get it. Okay.
Oh.
She did it, huh? She went all in on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget what I said back.
Yeah. Dang, Christy was a shit talker, baby. You
I love it. But look, think about it. Like these girls, like Lisa, I'm way smaller than Lisa. I mean, back in my fight days, I was a lot shorter, just kind of smaller. She was strong, and so I had to make her mad, right? So she tries to hurt me, then and makes a mistake. That was my game plan, not just with her, but with like everybody. You know, I had to get in their head, make them mess up, and then I'll take advantage of the mistake.
Hey, Chrissy, who would you say was your biggest rival?
Wow, you know, shit, man, everybody. You know, everybody wanted to fight me, and you know, the biggest fight, of course, was with Layla, but that was just that was at the end of my career. That was, you know,
She was a lot bigger than you,
it
too.
was Layla. You know, her dad was Muhammad Ali, so everybody's watching what she's doing, and it was a great payday for me. Honestly, I mean, it's arrogant because I'm an athlete. You know, I really thought that I'm going to hit her. I'm going to hit her like she's never been hit before, and I can win the fight. And it all came down to this. And the funny thing is, Loretta Lynn, the coal miner's daughter, had called me before the fight, and she said, "Make sure you get the first lick in."
Oh wow!
Layla hit me first. She hit me. I bet it wasn't 20, 30 seconds into the first round. She hit me high on my head. The fight was done. And I just told her this, like, I don't know, within the last 3-4 months. I talked to Layla and I told her, I said, you know, the fight was over after 20 seconds. You hit me on top of the head, and I was done. And
okay.
she said, I had to take a look at it. And I don't know. I keep thinking it's hard. It's hard because I sit there and I'm like, damn, if you would have just got up one more time. You know, she was tired, but she was tired from beating on my head. That's what she was tired from.
You a mess. Oh my Lord.
I was concerned with her before.
Oh, go ahead.
And I told Jim, I said, this is not a smart fight. I mean, Ali makes me look small, and at that time, I mean, I was, 4 inches bigger than Christy and 15 pounds bigger, and Ali's, 15 pounds bigger than me and 4 more inches taller than me. I was like, this is not a smart fight.
Yeah, and Layla is a healthy sized woman. Like, she's a nice size for boxing.
Do y'all think that Layla can come back and beat Shields?
She could whip Shields' ass.
She will bust Clarissa's ass. Layla's not gonna. Why would Layla come back? I mean, the truth is, she's doing what she does. She has the cooking channel show. She has books. She has her babies.
There's
not enough money.
She said she needs 5.
Well, she's been retired for 10 years, so I mean,
more than.
What does that really do? If she comes back and there's a fight, what does that really do? I mean, there's no win in that one. There's not.
What this tells us is that Clarissa Shields doesn't have the drawing power on her own. She doesn't have an opponent out there that makes it interesting for the people to pay the dollars to see her on a pay-per-view or a big show. She needs Layla. Well, Layla doesn't need her. Layla's retired.
Who's the little girl from
Katie Taylor?
No. The one that dropped Shields with a jumping uppercut.
Hannah Gabrielle.
Yeah, she.
Hannah.
She fought at 135 back when we were fighting. So I mean, she's old. She's had a couple babies. She's half a meter over 5 foot. I mean, there's nothing dramatic about her. She was off both feet when she hit Shields with an uppercut and knocked her down. So
I remember that. And that was the most exciting fight she had so far for me. Because Hannah didn't do nothing.
Fight 3-minute rounds. Look, because she can't knock anybody out. I told her promoter. I said, look, I knocked out 31 bitches in 2 minutes. So if she can't knock somebody out, I mean, she can't knock them out in 2 minutes. How's she gonna knock them out in 3 minutes?
And the thing is I think Shields does have an upside. I really do. I think she's talented. I think she's gonna get better. But there is no nobody that can walk around after 8 fights and talk about GWOAT. I mean, baby, go sit down somewhere. Someone's gonna give you your training wheels, and you're gonna get there. Okay, but there's just, I mean, she's got so much. You know, it's somebody needs to tell her what my softball coach said to us in 2nd grade. You don't need to talk about yourself because you're pretty good. Other people will talk about you. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, I think she needs a different trainer.
Well,
she might need it. She does. She needs to get better, but she needs to
learn how to go backwards.
She needs. She has great media people around her. Mark Taffet. I mean, Mark Taffet was running HBO Boxing back in
right. Yes.
And of course, Mark Taffet also would not allow women to fight on HBO, regular HBO, when I was fighting. So there you go. It's funny how times have changed.
Oh, really?
You know, she has these really good, solid people with her. So why she's not listening to them, or why they're not giving her the advice to respect the ones that are out there, respect the ones that came before you. I don't know if she's not listening or they're not giving the advice, but somebody needs to tell her, because she turns fans off instead of turning them on.
She was at show yelling at somebody's mother because some little boy beat her.
Oh, I saw that video. Yeah.
Ugly.
That was not her best moment. I will agree. Because for kids, you know, they're just learning how to fight, and they got into it over. She was like, "You have any advice for my son?" She's like, "No, I got some advice for my fighter."
Right. Come on. You know what? Fake it to you. You know, even if you don't have any class, fake it. I pretend like you do. I mean, my mama told me a long time ago, there's a difference in class and ass. And you gotta
Christy, you know, here's my thing though. You know, it's a long history of African Americans that's gotta be badasses in order to get any attention, unless you're Sugar Ray and you look fine as hell, you know.
Christy was a bad girl, but the minute the fight was over, I mean, she was a good sportsman, right? She really was. And a lot of people after they knew her and stuff, and people just in her general life can say that she was a decent human being, and that's what we all strive for. Let's throw sport out of it and say that you're an Olympian. And we don't even have to talk about there's 2.5 nations in the world that have women's boxing. And, that and 25 cents will buy you a refill on coffee, because I'm happy for her that she won a gold medal. But half of the women fighting would have won a gold medal in the U.S. if there was women boxing before, in Olympics. So I'm happy for her that she did that. And I'm happy that gives her a launching pad. Yeah. But learn your craft. And get better. Talk shit on your opponent, but don't talk shit on the whole free world.
Okay, that's good advice. And I'm glad that we got to that part of the segment here, because it's 2 guests that I have on. But, well, first, let me read William Hunter from Right Hook Boxing, his comment tonight. He says, "I was front row at that one. I paid $800 a ticket. I get Layla Ali and Martin." Yes.
Front center.
Wow, Will, damn, you're doing it big, okay?
It's doing big.
And
Layla thanks him for that, but I didn't get any % of the tickets sold.
Oh, okay, I hear you. That wasn't right. And also, I want you guys to give some advice to one of our newer prospects that's boxing now out of Las Vegas. And her name is Black Rose.
Black Rose.
Black Rose. Come on, mama. Mrs. McCoy.
Hi.
Hey. Hey.
What weight class, baby?
I fight 112.
Oh, all right.
Who's trading you?
Wow.
Now, I couldn't pronounce
Excuse me?
your first name, so I wanted to make sure I got it right. Well, how do you pronounce your first name?
It's Czarina McCoy.
Czarina McCoy.
Yeah, the same earlier.
Who's your trainer?
I currently train with, his name is Cromwell. He trains Rolando Romero, who signed to Mayweather Promotions. And I also train with my coach, Jermaine. I started with him. So those are my 2 coaches.
Cool. You train at Mayweather's gym, or what gym you train at?
Yeah, I train at Mayweather's.
Awesome. You probably know Ava Knight, right?
Yeah, I love Ava. She's super sweet.
Train with Ava some? Cool. That's good.
Yeah, we've sparred like once, one time,
Good work
a
with
couple
Ava.
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good work. It was really good work.
Keep it out there. Keep sparring with tough opponents. You want to spar with someone better than you all the time.
All the time.
Every now and then,
Mhm.
keep somebody in there that you can bust their ass, but mainly spar with better people. That's only going to make you better.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Faster opponents actually are I think the best thing for you.
And she's only 19, guys. So yes, already. You have like 3 fights already professionally.
I have 3 pro fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 pro fights. I have 2 knockouts. So 3-0 with 2 knockouts.
Ooh,
That's it.
y'all ball right there.
Now I
Excuse me?
saw a video. Oh, go ahead.
Have you been fighting in Vegas?
Oh, no, I haven't fought in Vegas yet. My fights as of right now have all been in TJ, but we're working on one here. So as soon as we can get set for fighting again, then I'll have one out here.
I hear it open up today, and that there are big crowds on the strip.
Yeah. Well, there have been big crowds for a few days with all the protesting going on, but they finally officially opened casinos today. So I heard a lot of people are down there gambling, hanging out, enjoying themselves.
Right. Boxing's coming. If once Top Rank's doing their thing, but once the casinos open, boxing's coming.
And I'm ready. I'm trying to box on one of your fights. So.
You ready, huh?
Wink. I'm trying to box on one of your fights.
Now tell us,
Serena.
Yeah.
Zarina.
If you love
Czarina.
Zarina.
I'm about to give up. I'm calling you Black Rose.
The C is silent.
The C is silent. Okay.
Zarina.
I wanted to know when you started boxing.
I started boxing when I was 11 and a half. That's the first time I ever picked up a pair of gloves and actually been in a boxing gym. I trained for about a year before I actually started competing. And then I competed and got national championship titles for the next 6 years. And then I went pro after that. So.
Oh, yes. And I saw you training with the legendary Floyd Mayweather Sr. on one of your videos.
I have my main coaches, but I do also work with Senior, and I work with Jeff as well. It just depends on the day, what I'm looking for to learn that specific day, but I do work with them as well in the gym.
Yeah, you got a lot of talent at your fingertips, including Lou Duval. He's in there. And McCallum. Yeah. Yeah, you are doing really well. Go ahead. One of you guys had a question, Lisa, or?
I actually just, how old are you?
I'm 19.
That's so great. It really, maybe because I'm older, maybe because I started later. If you love boxing and you give it your heart and you put in the time, the doors are so wide open for women right now, and I'm so happy for you guys. I really am, and I can't wait to where I turn on the TV and there's just as many women fights out there as there are men.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck, baby. I'll be looking for you.
Thank you so much.
Have you looked at any of Christy Martin's old fights? Some of her classic fights?
Yes, of course. You have to. You got to look up all the legends if you're going to be in the sport.
You got to.
All you do is hear her name all over. Even now today, you still hear her name all over the gyms. Whenever you're talking to coaches, it's a really big deal for me to even be on an interview with you right now, considering everybody I've ever met are like, oh yeah, you got to be one of the greats, like Christy Martin, like Layla Ali, like. So this is a really big deal for me, honestly.
Cool. Thank you. And we'll be out there. Hopefully, we'll be out there soon. and maybe we can swing by and see you at the Mayweather's gym. We usually stop by there. You know, Mike McCallum, a buddy of ours, and Eddie Mustafa. You see Eddie there? Is Eddie at the gym?
Yeah, I love Eddie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Eddie's the guy. Yeah. So we'll come by. We'll check you out. My friend D Kelly
Yeah,
is
most
all the time with Ava, so we'll come
Mm.
we'll come see you. Hopefully spar maybe.
Oh, that sounds great. I would love that.
Wow. Yeah, this is awesome. I'm loving what's going on here right now, baby.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think they go one fight in Florida soon.
There you go. It's ladies' night.
Ladies'
There
night.
you go.
Oh, let's
Ladies' night. Oh,
That's my Starbucks.
Get water, right?
Oh, you got
no. Yeah, I got her drinking.
Yeah.
Order my coffee.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now,
Bring you onto a Christy.Martin promotion show sometime soon.
Yeah, that would be
112.
super great.
You know, it's a hard weight to match.
It is. It is a hard weight to match. But I mean, I'll go up as high as 118 and as low as 108. So, you know, whatever you want to do.
well, guys, I still have another surprise for you.
Have your coach Facebook message Christy.
Okay, I will.
Just send me all your information.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Okay, Christy, Lisa, I still have a big surprise for you.
Uh-oh.
I have the beautiful, legendary daughter of Roberto Duran, the beautiful Dalia.Duran.
What's up, my
Hello,
friend?
ladies.
Dalia, what you doing?
Oh, yes.
What you
Honey,
drinking?
this
How
is
are you?
green martini.
There
Oh,
you go.
Okay, I'm liking that.
I gotta try that next time I see you.
Honey, this is delicious. Look, even my cup, my friend. I just have to be here for my friend for so many years, isn't it?
Forever.
Oh,
How are you?
Forever. I mean, I've been there. I have seen it. I saw her fighting. Her and my father, their connection is like unbelievable. It's pure love, pure love. Every time that he sees her, I have the honor and the privilege to be there for her when she first got inducted into the International Women's Boxing Hall of Fame back in 2014.
Right.
So I was so happy to be there for you. You have no idea. We always consider you to be part of our family. And I have a little surprise for you. Look
Uh-oh.
this picture right here.
Oh,
My goodness.
This picture was taken back in 1994.
Yeah. That's
I
In
know that.
Vegas, remember? In Vegas at the Hilton Hotel.
right. There you go. Yeah, we were down in South Florida.
Y'all look like babies.
Look at this.
Yes, it's Christy and Dalia.
oh, okay.
That's cool.
Oh my God, can you believe it? Look how long it's been. This is a 2014
Yes.
in Vegas. You were fighting on the
2014.
same card. No. I'm sorry, I made a mistake because I have other ones for 2014.
Oh, that
So
was
this picture right here, this picture was taken back in 1994
right.
at the Hilton Hotel in Vegas when you were fighting the undercard.
Yes.
That's wow. That's amazing.
That was before you were born.
Honey, I think so too.
Was Serena was born.
Yeah.
Before my father was born, so do the math.
It was before you was born. That's what they said, Black Dahlia.
Oh my God, can you believe it?
I mean, Black Rose. They said it before you were born.
That's right. Yeah, she doesn't even know anything about that stuff
Right.
yet.
But my best boxing
She could
story.
tell by the hairdos. She knew from the. Boy, we used to have some bad hairdos back then, didn't we?
Yeah, like look Christy here, like like John Jett style or something.
It's something as big as you can get it, you know. Even for the sisters, it had to be like mains, like
It
the
was black. It was black. It was dark. You know. Now it's gray, so I have to go a little blonde.
Oh my God! Look how many
But I like the
men.
blonde. I like the blonde. You might have. Whoa, if you. I've seen a picture of you with blonde hair back in the day too, though.
Yeah. I had some blonde. It went blonder after that. It started getting gray.
Uh-huh. Okay, so with Dahlia, we were talking to Black Rose from Vegas as well, who's only 19. Were you
Wow.
able to listen to that?
Yes, I was. Yes, and I totally support you. There is one thing about boxing, never give up your dreams. And this is what you have in your heart. That's basically what you need to pursue. So boxing belongs to you, to your heart. Go ahead and make it happen and be successful. We will always support you, regardless of anything that is going on. Women's boxing, we always support you. So I'm very happy. I'm very proud of you because you need to have the guts to step on the ring and confront your opponent. So it's a huge achievement that you have done. And I'm very proud of you.
Thank
Now,
you.
Dahlia, you was going to tell us a little bit about the Women Boxing Hall of Fame out in Vegas.
Exactly. So everything has been rescheduled for next year, 2021. We're looking around, it's not official yet. We're looking around March 21st, 2021, which is a Saturday. So it's going to be at the New Orleans Hotel in Vegas. But so far, we're still debating on the date. And that's the update that we have as of today.
Well, I hate to hear that it has to go till next year, March, but at the same time, that gives me more time to prepare and be, really ready for some fun. Christy and Lisa, do you guys think y'all are gonna make it if it's March of next year?
Yeah. We
Look, any excuse that I have to make her take me to Vegas, I'm
one last year in San Francisco.
That's
and took the
because
family.
Lisa was inducted last year into the International Women's Boxing Hall of Fame.
We had my family and my brother and her family out there, and we had a blast.
Yes, and I was unable to make it because we had a hurricane here. So I couldn't fly out.
Okay,
Yeah.
that time
I
period.
couldn't fly out to San Francisco, but we had a hurricane.
Supposed to have a fight in Florida like the next week.
Yeah.
It got canceled. Or y'all postponed it?
We actually had our fight.
We had it. It missed.
Oh, you still had it.
Yeah, it didn't quite come all the way down to Daytona. Yeah.
Black Rose, you think you can make it to the Women's Hall of Fame next year in March? She's already in
for sure gonna be. I live here, so that's right up the street.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm gonna meet all of y'all there.
Of course.
I can go. Okay, thank you. We got Damon Gonzalez out here tonight. That's Latin
Damon.
Sports. What's up, Damon?
What's up, Damon?
He says, hello, Chrissy and Lisa. The boxing playhouse in effect. That's right. Right alongside Latin Box. And Dahlia sending kisses too. And then we have, wow, she TKO'd Chris Kraus.
I did not.
You did not?
I did not TKO her. No.
What did you do?
But I have to tell you, Delia, 3 of my best boxing stories have your dad in it.
Oh, really? Like what? Tell me about it.
He wasn't fighting, but my promoter is Patrick Ortiz, and he came out to a lot of Patrick's promotions. And I'm first time I met him, he was eating ice cream and drinking beer, and I was like, that is a tough man.
And he is absolutely right.
And it was so great because he hit the bag, and then he hit it with his elbow, and he hit the bag, and by then, I wasn't so petrified to talk to him. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, you have to practice. Laugh. He made me laugh. Yeah, he was a really nice, wonderful man. One of my favorite things that I have of boxing is a signed glove of him and Sugar Ray of the same set.
You know what?
Beautiful
I
memories.
all the time I'm like, people, I misunderstood, but Roberto Duran is in my opinion, misunderstood by a lot of boxing fans because everybody he's so mean and he's so vicious and he was in the ring, but to me he's a big old teddy bear. You know, on the outside of the ring, he's just a big old teddy bear, and he would do anything in the world he could to help you.
It takes a minute though to get past the persona.
Yeah, you just get scared of him.
Yeah, I was petrified for the first like 5 days. I saw him. I was just like, how
he's harmless. No, he's harmless.
I would actually say he's sweet. I would go further than harmless and say he's a very sweet, dear man.
Sure, he is. He's very humble, down to earth, and he's open to everybody. He has never denied any autograph. He's always take pictures with his fans, and he always being very flexible to the media and whoever is around. So yeah, that's him. He might be a totally different person when he step on the ring, but outside of the ring, yeah, he's like a little teddy bear.
He has one of the biggest, most like genuine smiles I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He's handsome. Okay, so we got more comments, guys, from our fans, and Dalia, somebody says love the show. Oh, it's Corey, and he says Dalia is hot.
Oh my God, you guys make me feel good.
Oh my God.
Did you just get married?
I'll drink to that.
Drink to that. And then we got Crystal who actually says Ladies' Night from Vegas.
Oh, Ladies' Night.
All right.
Serena, Ladies' Night.
All right. Thank you so much.
Then we got Robert. Rob says, I was there with my boxing family from beautiful brawlers and boxing meets beauty at the Women's Boxing Hall of Fame this past August in San Francisco. It was an amazing experience seeing all the pioneers being honored. Congratulations, Chrissy and Lisa. Hashtag Boxing PlayHouse. I love that hashtag. Thanks, Rob. Okay, so here we go with Corey again, asking about Dalia's relationship status. Are you single? Is she single?
I don't know. What do you think?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Oh,
my.
Well, that's a nice answer. I'm gonna have to.
You're absolutely right, Christy.
Dalia. Oh,
yes, honey.
Did you just get married?
Oh.
I didn't like one time ago, maybe.
He's talking about back in 1985, maybe.
Honey, when we took that picture, I was already married.
Oh my goodness. All right, we got Lito. He says, hello, I would like to go to America with my son. We are looking for a good promoter. Which promoter would you recommend to me? Okay, well, I don't know if they can get you over here, but I'm going to let the experts answer that. Who are some good promoters? Because I don't know how they treat their boxers. I only know how they treat us fans.
You know, I think it's important for young fighters to try to find somebody that's local, and unless you have a big amateur record and you've won national titles, and you need to go straight to to Mayweather, to Top Rank, to somebody that's already very established. But if you're a local guy, build up your local fan base. Go to a local guy, a local promoter first.
Absolutely. So people forget, like, everybody wants instant fame in boxing, but boxing is just like any other sport. You become the best in your city, and then the best in your state, and then the best in your region, and then you bust onto the national scene. It's like you don't go like your first fight unless you're coming off the Olympics and gold medals and stuff like that. You're not going to be a debut TV fight, and people forget about that, and they forget about the fact that part of paying your dues is fighting.
Paying your dues.
Yeah, it's paying your dues.
All right, so we got one question here from Rob, and he wants to know for Dalia, was it hard for her growing up with her how beloved her father was, and does she feel the 2016 film Hands of Stone accurately portrayed her father and his triumphs and tribulations?
Good question.
Hashtag BPH.
Good question.
Well, you could say that I was born under a ring, and I was little too, so I didn't know exactly what was going on.
Okay.
Right? But then at the same time, I knew for a fact that he was something big, like he was amazing. Because when I used to go to the fight, people were screaming and yelling his name, and I was looking in the back because I was sitting on ringside, and I was looking back, and people were screaming, "Duran, Duran!" And they have the Panamanian flag like this. In my mind, I'm like, man, that is something else. But I knew a little bit. You know, when you're 5, 6 years old, 7 years old, and you see your dad out there on the ring, to me, that one was my father. That one was not the fighter or the boxer. So for me, it was very hard to understand what was going on. So as far as like Hansen Stone movie, you have to keep in mind that Edgar Ramirez, he's not a professional fighter. He's an actor.
Right.
Okay. So he did try his best. He was in hardcore training. He was in Panama for training. My brother, Roberto Duran Jr., his nickname is Chavo, trained him at least to learn the movement. I think he did pretty good. It's not what people were expecting, but you have to keep in mind that he's an actor. He's not a real fighter. So in my eyes, he did good.
Yeah, I think he did an amazing job. Actually, I mean, I stopped thinking about him being an actor, and a quarter of the way in, I'm like, that's Durant. So
plus the whole glam squad, the beard and the way that he looks, his high complexion cheeks, and of course he has to drop the pounds. He has to go to middleweight. So it was very hard for him. I remember that my brother wake him up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go running, and they were like, "Let's go." So he was not used to that. But he did pretty good. He did pretty good. I'm very proud of him because that's something that is very, very hard to do. Just the fact that you have to go to the training to learn the move, that's something that he did accomplish very good. And I'm very proud of him. Edgar, you did good. I'm very proud of you.
Well, I do want to introduce another amazing guest, and she is with Bare Knuckles Fighting Champions as the current ladies champ. Okay, she's hardcore, guys. I love watching her work out on her social media because she be doing some like totally different type stuff, like bare knuckle style. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, where's she getting this from? Who know how to balance on a surfboard? I mean, who is doing this? So it's kind of crazy, like because I really enjoy watching her footage. But first, I gotta set this straight, Rob. You do understand that Miss Dalia is also into boxing as a lady in her own right. She has been with NBC Sports for quite some time as their sports photographer. She's written before, she's done production before with places like CNN. She is a lady to be reckoned with. She is on the board of the Women's Boxing Hall of Fame. And she just this year, She is one of the inductees for the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame. Give that woman her props.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, it's hard work,
You got your own
dedication.
name. Yes, I mean you got your own name too. You put in that hard work, so you know you
Yes.
deserve it. We just lost Christy. Christy, if you can actually come back on right quick, I'm going to introduce the bare knuckle fighting champions, current world titleist, and it's Helen Peralta, baby.
Hi.
Hi, Helen.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes, how you doing tonight,
Can you
Mama?
guys hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can hear you.
What?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, it sounds really bad. I don't know why. I mean, this time I'm using wired instead of Bluetooth, like the last time, and I have a completely different phone, so I don't understand. At the beginning, I was able to hear her interview, but then I don't know what happened.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna.
Good.
Yeah, we can hear you really good.
Really good.
Oh,
I
okay.
know.
Good.
I was gonna have Christy and you speak a minute about what it's like to be a world champion and you're still having to constantly prove yourself because you're a lady instead of a male. You know what I'm saying? When men win their world titles, nobody questions shit. They just like they in there. And what I want to see is like how many fights in did it take Christy to really like, own her world championships and her, accolades and things and get the respect on her name. And I know that you, as the newest bare knuckle fighting champ, you got some people and naysayers. They basically, still don't. They not believers like me and Emilio are. So I need just tell us how you feel about that and how you handle it.
How do I feel about women's not being recognized as men?
How about when once you already acquired your championship? Once you're a champion, and then they still don't want to give you your respect.
Oh, I don't know who they are. Everybody respects me. I mean, they can disrespect me from their home, from the safety of their door. That's fine with me. Everybody fucking respects me, especially when they're standing in front of me, because they know what's coming.
Okay. I meant some fans though. I did mean some fans. They might try to act like, because you're a woman, you're not as good as a fighter as some males are. So that's what I meant. But I understand what you're saying too, where they gonna respect you.
Oh, that's always going to be a thing, especially because women are way under promoted when it comes to fighting, especially boxing. You have female boxers that are 3, 4, 5-time world champion, and I don't even know their names. However, the males, they kind of like really promote them. I think things are changing though. The last year and a half, I've seen a lot more progress. I see more women's being recognized. Now I can recognize some of the female boxers. Before I had no idea. I mean, you think about MMA, you can be an amateur MMA fighter with one amateur fight, and I can look you up and I can find out where you train, what your record is, who you fought, and what weight class. But with boxers, it's a little bit different. So now that MMA became so popular and so did other combat sports, I think now that women have shown that they're not just a halftime. This is not the time for you to go make a fucking sandwich. It's a real fight going to go down. Now women have proven that. The level of skills have gone up so much that you can't ignore it anymore. Now you have women headlining the show. So things are going to change. The fan, when they pay for the pay-per-view, to me, they're paying for the right to talk shit. So I don't take it personal.
Helen, last time we talked, you was ready to fight Christine. I know that was kind of a big letdown, and y'all was real close to having that fight. So are y'all rescheduled to do it again soon?
Yeah, we're actually fighting again on June 26th. I hope this one sticks.
Got the date, baby.
26.
Okay, listen.
Yeah, I have the day.
I love me some bare knuckle fighting champs, but you and this Christina, oh my God, y'all first fight was just, amazing, exciting, action packed. I mean, it was a brawl, but at the same time, it was like a art. I mean, I want to know what you got in store for us this time. Like, is it the same game plan, or have you added some, techniques to your arsenal?
Definitely not the same game plan. Last time I fought her, I was underweight. I was straw weight coming from 115 to 125 because that's the only weight class they had. And I was not used to the training, and I just tore my good knee on, it was April 20th. So I kept that one under wraps. I was embarrassed that I got the same injury on the other side of my body. I didn't want to talk about it. But anyways, it's no longer an issue. So now I can mention it. So it was a lot of things holding me back. I was intimidated by the setting. I didn't know what to expect. I thought it was going to be just a bunch of hillbillies in the crowd. I actually told the only people that were going to go to the event not to go because I was concerned for their safety. I didn't know what it was. But then after experiencing bare knuckle fighting, I mean, it's the real deal. Every person in the crowd was there for the fight, not the fighters. So I had people that were cheering on Christine. And when I came down from the ring, they were like, oh my God, that was amazing. They were just about the fight itself. Whether you win or you lose, everybody treats you with respect. I was completely blown away after the fact at how wrong I was about the whole process. Like, people who go watch bare knuckle fights, it's not the crowd that you might think it will be. I was completely pleasantly surprised by what I found there. So I'm no longer intimidated by the setting. I'm no longer intimidated by the training. And I've already been there with her. I already took her shot when I was smaller. Now I'm no longer smaller. I put a little bit of weight. I've been training. My body is in optimum condition. I've been paying a lot of attention on how to not just build muscle and get stronger, but how to use the muscles that I already have and how to be efficient with my movement. I don't have to be lining fast. If I can see before you take a step, if I know where you're going to be, I can beat you to it no matter how fast you are. You can do 300 rounds. I don't care. I can do 5 rounds efficiently at maximum effort, and that's what I've been concentrating on. So it's absolutely not going to be the same fight. I doubt it's going to come out of the 3rd round.
I knew that. I mean, I'm just telling you that fight. If anybody you don't like, or you think you don't like bare knuckle fighting champs, I'm gonna need for you to watch her because she's amazing, and there's no way to put it. And also her opponent as well, who was the former what is it, the police academy bare knuckle fighting champion. Do they call it the police academy
Police American title
championship?
Yeah, come on.
Gazette, yes.
Correct.
Police
It's the Police Gazette American
Christy,
title.
I'm glad you made
But
it.
this time we're fighting for the world title.
Okay, now it's the world title. There she goes. Christy, do you have any words for our bare knuckle fighting champ? I'm sorry you got disconnected.
My phone's running out. I was planning on a little shorter, but you know what? This bare knuckle boxing stuff is tough for me. I give her all the props in the world, but it's tough. I mean, when you're a true boxing person, I think physically the injuries, it just concerns me that more people are going to get really, really hurt bare knuckle boxing. But, I mean, I like the attitude. Are you kidding me? When you talk about knocking people out and they're not, and I work this hard and there's no way anybody's working harder than me and all that, that's right up my alley. I love that. I give you all the respect in the world. But it's just like, I'm concerned. I'm concerned about bare knuckle boxing is going to hurt boxing because people were going to start getting really hurt. And, we're going to see a lot of brain damage and we're going to see a lot of just freaking damage from bare knuckle boxing.
Well, Helen, what do you think about that? I mean, don't you think you have some boxing in your arsenal as well? Like you're not just going in there without a game plan.
This kind of sucks. This is a cool group of people, and I can barely understand what you're saying. I'm trying to put together the sentences so I can respond, but I cannot quite understand the question.
Okay.
What was the question again?
She's actually concerned about injuries and things like that with bare knuckle fighting. She loves the going at each other and getting the KOs and all that, but she's concerned about maybe long-term damages with doing bare knuckles. And I was saying that you do have some boxing skills included in your arsenal, your toolbox. Oh,
No, clearly, I mean, I'm not in any way trying to put down the skills. I think the skills are great. One of my good friends, Reggie Barnett, he's fighting bare knuckle boxing all the time.
oh yeah, that's my boy right there.
Right, right. But I tell him, even when I see him, I'm like, "You're crazy, man. You're crazy. Why let somebody hit you with nothing when you can get hit with a boxing glove? That's my concern."
Okay, Helen, did you hear any of that? I think she's still having problems with hearing us, guys. But I'll just say it like this. Oh, Helen, can you hear us?
No. Can you just type me the questions so I can answer them, because I really don't understand.
Okay.
It's just really breaking up. I
can
hear one word here and there.
Sure, I'm gonna text.
I'm sorry about that. It's the second time we go through this.
Let me read Mark Anthony's comment.
Okay, while I text you the question, I'm gonna let him read a comment.
Mark Anthony says women have to train twice as hard to win the fan base, but at the same time, a woman can become world champion with less than 10 fights. Shout out to BPH and Dalia.Duran. Thanks so much, Mark. We appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, Mark.
I kind of disagree with the first part. I disagree with the first part. Only because of the fact that I'm playing in the weather gym. So I'm literally one of the only females. There's maybe like one or two other females who consistently train in that gym with other than me. And in that gym, I felt the same way at first when I first started training there, like, oh, they're not going to respect me as much as they respect each other. But if you're in the gym and you're dedicated and you're working hard, they're going to see that and they're going to respect you. And the people that come along and see how dedicated you are to the sport are going to respect you, just seeing how hard you work. So your respect that you get and the fan base that you get is going to base on how hard you work. So if you lack in a fan base, it's because they don't think that you work that hard or that you're taking the sport that seriously. And that's what I've learned. I don't know what other people have experienced, but that's what I've experienced in the sport. I'm about to be 8 years in the sport, which isn't a long time compared to everybody else. But for me, it's been long enough to learn that if you work hard and you show your dedication to the sport, they're going to respect you for it. But I do agree that we could become world champion with less fights than men. But that's just due to the difference in population between male boxers and female boxers.
Right. Okay, I gotta agree with Black Rose here on that one.
I agree too.
Okay. So I sent the question to Helen. I don't know if she's trying to reboot on or if she got upset with the question. Oh, wait a minute. I might see her coming in now. Christy, when all in on her.
I'm telling you.
Dennis,
all right.
Dennis Moore said, hi, Dalia. He says, hi, Dalia. Love your dad. Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice meeting you. Thank you.
Okay. So, Helen, can you hear us this time?
It sounds equally bad, but I heard that.
Did you have a did you have a rebuttal to bare knuckles not being as healthy as a sport or as safe a sport as boxing? You know what? I think it's her internet.
Yeah. So you saying that their career is going to be as long as a professional boxer?
Well, I sent you the text. Read your text message.
All the questions about being concerned about injuries in bare knuckle?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm not concerned. I mean, the thing with bare knuckle, you get a lot of superficial damage. And then if you're not doing well in a fight, it's very obvious. And especially bare knuckle fighting championship, the referees and all the staff, their main concern is the safety of the fighter. They want you to come back. They want you to fight again. So the moment they realize that you no longer have a shot, a chance to winning, or you show timidity, that it means you don't want to be there anymore, they will take you out. Of course, my first fight was very brutal. It was a very aggressive fight. It was a lot of, superficial damage. I mean, 10 days after the fight, you couldn't tell I was in that kind of a fight. But the reason why the referee didn't stop it, because he can see my body language. I'm still on the fight. I can still get things done. I was still answering, and I ended up turning it around. But it's all superficial damage. I'm not trying to be a model, so I'm good with that. If anything,
Even though you are one.
if anything, I'm just collecting cool stories. These are just really cool stories, icebreakers,
Yes. Now,
so yeah, I'm not concerned with the injuries. You just gotta get better with your head movement and your boxing technique and translate it.
Okay. Also, we would like to know if you have future plans to do MMA again and boxing as separate sports. I might have to write that.
Clarence McCain, what's up, Clarence? Clarence said, you crazy, man. And Mark Anthony got another comment. He says, hello, Christy. When can we have MRJ on one of your cards?
What's that?
Mark Anthony want to know when can you have MRJ on one of your cards?
Hey, we're doing July 11th in Florida. We'll be back September 19th. So just hit me up, Facebook, and give me some information.
Okay.
We'll make it happen.
All right. Okay. That's what's up. Okay, Helen. Do you have plans of going to any other sports?
Is that for me?
Yes.
Yes, I do plan to compete in other combat sport. Like the reason why I started doing this bare knuckle thing is because I tore 3 ligaments on the same knee, so there was no way I was going to grapple. Nobody wants me to punch him in the face. It was going to be a grappling match, nobody who I fought, so I had to take myself out of the picture. But now that I'm healthy, I plan right after June 26th. Within 2 weeks, I'm ready to go back to MMA. I'm also planning on making a debut for Glory Kickboxing, and I want to get a little bit better at boxing, so I might put on the gloves. I'm not as technical as other fighters. It takes a lot of years. So without gloves, it's a lot easier. I just have to hit you once and you're going home. With the gloves on, you got to be a little, it takes a little bit more effort. So I definitely want to test myself on glove boxing. Yeah, I can't just wait for you to stop moving and land one and send you home. In real boxing, you got to, it takes a lot more athleticism and endurance. I do think I have that, but I still have to test it out, and I'm willing to do so right after this fight. Okay. I've never been afraid of an ass whipping.
Yeah. Hey,
I get my ass whipped by life every day. So there's nothing none of those girls can bring.
No, I love the attitude, and Helen needs to you need to send your information to my Facebook page or something, because you're the kind of fighter I need to hook up with and start promoting. It's all about getting. It's all about knocking people out. It's all about knocking people out. What the fuck we want to go? What we want to go 10 rounds for? I mean, let's get the same chick in one. That's all that matters.
Wow, did she just get an offer from Christy.Martin Promotions?
Ooh.
Let's get it
that
done.
Sounds interesting. I heard most of it, actually, and I am going to go back to this interview because I want to understand everything that went down. But come to you on your tag on the broadcast, on the live feed. So I'm going to go back and I will contact you. But yes, I definitely want to go into boxing. And I don't mean to sound like, like I'm bragging, but I think I can clean the division. I won, what is it? Anywhere from 118 and 122. So I can go up to 125 with no issue. Boxing, you don't put your weight on top of people. You don't grapple. So I'm okay being smaller. I have very good resistance. I have a natural feel. I still need to polish it so I don't go crazy. Because if you hit me hard, I just want to murder you. But right. I need to, get back on, get a little bit of control. But I know with the right coaching, it will only take me a few months to understand, what it means to box as opposed to just try to kill the other person.
So send me your information.
Most MMA fighters, they do have other coaches to teach them boxing. So that's good, that you want to get into that, because a lot of MMA fighters they want to improve their punching skills even in the ring with kicking and grappling. So they have another coach who just works on their boxing just to help them with their punches more. So I think that's really good that you're doing all of them.
Yeah, and Black Rose, do you have a killer instinct like Helen does? Because Helen, boy, she's a real fighter. So Do you got that killer instinct?
Yeah,
I bet you do.
I do, but only with my hands. I don't do feet, but I do hands. I got hands. I don't do feet though, but I got hands.
Cool. All right, guys, I gotta go. This phone's about to die too. So
Thanks so much, Chrissy.
thank you guys for everything. Let's do it again.
Guess what?
Bye.
See you in South Florida, baby. Bye-bye.
Christy,
Bye. Do got
Yes.
some.
Christy, before you go, I do want to let you know, and this is something that is being decided, and after all our research and everything that we have done, I do want to let you know that we are going to have a special birthday edition for my father right here.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
June 16.
On here? You talking about Boxing Playhouse?
Yeah,
When is it?
we made. Let me tell you a little bit before you go, so you don't miss the fun.
For sure. June 12th.
It
We'll
will
do it.
be June
Send me a message.
16, a special birthday edition right here in Boxing
What day is
Playhouse.
that? What
June
day?
16 is a Tuesday. I'm gonna go ahead and send you the information.
Send me the information. You know what? My birthday is June 12th, so we're both Geminis. That
Oh,
explains.
yeah.
There you go.
Good and bad.
Gemini Nation.
That explains.
All right, Chrissy. Thank
All
you.
right, guys. Thank you. Have a good
Thank
night.
you.
Wow, she's a lot of fun. But Dalia, you just done blew my mind. That was a surprise for us too.
Wow.
Yes, I decided. I'm like, you know what? Let me go with my people, my Floridian team. And yes, we're gonna go ahead and celebrate June 16 right here. All of us together, one family. Let's celebrate the legendary Roberto Manos de Piedra Duran, Hands of Stone.
Hands of Stone, baby.
Stone. I love
What?
Stonehand. I can hear now.
Oh my Lord, I'm gonna beat you, girl. Not really. Not really.
You might reconsider that sentence, Sakura, again.
Oh no, I got a brawler in me. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Right.
gonna tip me off. You know, Black Rose. You know where they are. You know, you don't mess with a sister on certain things. You just don't.
No, you definitely don't. There's a line. Can't cross it.
Okay, she know exactly what I'm saying. Dad, you probably do too. Yeah, she know.
Well, let me tell you something. We all know how to fight because when we were little, we were trained. That was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to teach you how to fight and nobody's going to mess around with you. And that's exactly what happened. We are total of 9, between 9 and we're the total of 9 brothers and sisters all together. And we all learn how to fight. So don't underestimate that. You know, I have my hair fixed and my nails done. And I'm wearing my dress. Once I get to the point that I have to go down, boom, I got it too.
Just one shot.
Exactly. Yeah, one shot.
You guys.
Clarence said,
Let him get cocky and comfortable and then just land it.
Exactly. Like what? Pow!
Yeah, that's how I do it too. I'm not trying to be there for too long.
Yeah. Like what?
Right.
Boom.
Okay,
That's
we got
how
one
street
from
fight's
Robert.
supposed to be, as quick as possible.
Robert said, I'd like to ask Helen if there are any mixed martial artists who have a positive impact on her personally and professionally. You want to know, Helen, is there any fighters had any impact on you professionally or personally? Any mixed
martial artists that had an impact
on you?
You'll be surprised. The first one, it was Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey.
Which is,
okay.
I know she's no longer in the mix anymore. But people, you know, I mean, I think fans are they're just horrible. They don't know what the hell they're looking at. They don't know what they're talking about. And no matter what you do and who you beat and how far you go, whenever you retire, there was that one person you were scared of, no matter who you are. Yeah, you know, she didn't go out in the more glamorous way, but she did put in the work. She did pave the way for female not just MMA, even boxing, even though she wasn't boxing, but that was the first time you heard of a female fighter and people were hyping it up. And whether or not it was a hype train, it's irrelevant. This is the fact that we were able to get out there. And now because of that, there's more opportunities. So she did have a great impact. I know she, I read her book, My Fight, and it talks about how, she's being a competitive. She was an Olympian since she was a little kid, having to count calories. That's crazy. All the sacrifices you have to make. And I'm glad I read it because, I used to be in so much pain. I started training at age 27 and I was drinking in class. Okay. That was the kind of, that's what made me who I am right now. I was going a very dark past. I was making a lot of money, but didn't know what to do with it. All I did was just numb the pain. I didn't know where it was coming from. I wanted to be the president, but I know I wouldn't last because I was trying to go for change. And when you're trying to make things better, you get assassinated or you disappear or whatever. Or people say you kill yourself. So it was very disappointing on humanity. And then I watched that fight, Ronda Rousey versus Holly Holm. Then after that, I said, you know what? I can do that. I can do that. And my first fight, I walked out fighting at 145 and then 115 fighter, but I didn't believe in weight classes. And even, regardless of, I didn't win, but even if I didn't win, I remember walking out and thinking, this is it. I want to do this. I like this. It was just immediate. I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the walkout, with the mean mugging, everything. It was just like, I can thrive here. And then eventually I will take that somewhere else. I'm just collecting cool stories. I want to be a motivational speaker. So I do take a lot of bits from all fighters. I don't watch you when you win. I watch your speech when you lost. I want to know what you took from it. For me, it has more value. I watch the fighters that make it to the top and then fall, because whether or not they recover, that says a lot about humanity right there. I don't care about you when you're winning. Winning is easy, If you're winning, you're up 4 rounds, coming into the 5th round. I don't even care. It's easy to win. When you're winning, you're comfortable, you're happy. Now, when you're getting your ass beat for 4 rounds and you're coming into the 5th, I'm paying attention. I'm watching you. So all those fighters that struggle, I watch their post-fight interview as well as their pre-fight interview, and I see how that affects the fight or affects their spirit. You got to be getting something out of it besides just a paycheck. There's got to be something. And for those of us who are in it for the right reason, it's a spiritual experience. Every time I go out there, I feel like mentally I advance a good 10 to 20 years. I learn things about myself that I couldn't learn if I went to a stream because it wouldn't come out. But when you're in there, you can't lie to yourself. It's just you right there. You can lie in the gym. You can tell a cool picture. You can edit your video, make the cool ones and post it. That's all cool. But when you're in there, it's just pure realness. It will weed you out if you're weak. So I do take a lot from almost all fighters in different sports. I look at the ones that struggle a lot. Those are the ones I focus on.
One of you guys, well, Dalia, you talk about how your father was that type of person. Like it got spiritual on certain occasions. I'm sure we're going to hear more about that on June 16th now. But, I mean, does that sound like what she's talking about? Does that sound familiar to you?
Absolutely right. Yes. You basically transform. I remember my father like warming up on the lockers, and he was like making jokes and this and that. But once he had to walk to the ring, boom, he turned into this mood, like a blackout. Like he blacked out, like plack. And he's ready to go on the ring. He was like a lion in a cage, walking back and forth, ready for action. Yeah, she's absolutely right. That's basically the feeling.
Black Rose.
All fighting sports, it's more spiritual and mental than it is physical. Because as you see in any sport, boxing, MMA, bare knuckle, any sport, any fighting sport that you do, any combat sport that you do, the people who make it the farthest are the people who have heart. They're the people who are going to get in there, whether they're winning or they're losing, and they're going to, a lot of people have gotten in there and they'll get beat up like the whole fight. But they just keep fighting because they have heart and they feel it. They want it. And then at the end, at the very end of the fight, they knock the dude out and win. Why? Because they have heart. Because they want it. They want it more. It's always going to be who wants it more. That's the person who's going to win in the fight. It's always the person who's thinking smarter, not fighting harder. And it's always the person who really has it in their heart to do it. Because a lot of people in the sport, males and females, do it for the money. And that's not what this sport is about. This sport is about a sport of honor and of smarts, of skills, of science. That's what this sport is about. You get in there with somebody and you guys are honoring each other with your skill set. what you have, what you could bring to the table. And of course, you're entertaining your audience, but it's really about you two. Like Helen said, it's just you in there. No one's going to help you. No one's going to come to your rescue. It's you, your brain, and your heart in there. And if your brain and your heart is not as strong as the person across from you, you're going to lose because you don't want it bad enough.
Wow. Black Rose,
That's
you're
true.
only 19?
That's right. Huh?
Yeah.
You see, we're already making progress.
Yeah, that's
Only
deep.
19
But, I
years
mean,
old.
yeah, she's already on that game. I'm impressed.
Wow.
So
And I'll drink to that, ladies' night.
Yeah, I'll drink to that too.
yes, I know that's
And I'll
right.
drink to that, honey.
We got some questions.
Oh, we do?
Yeah. Clarence, oh, he said something about Christy. He said, I remember the first time I watched Christy Martin fight, I started being nice to girls. Oh. We got Afghan Loco 547. Afghan says, next time you have a ladies' night on Boxing Playhouse, you have to open up the show with Kool and the Gang's hit, Ladies' Night. You know what, Afghan? I've thought about that too, man. That's the perfect song to open up. Is
Good idea.
Kool and the Gang.
Oh,
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like that. I like that Boxing Playhouse theme song better.
Mark says, Dalia, if I may ask, most of us only know your father as a Hall of Fame fighter, but what is your favorite memory that you have of him as a father figure?
Oh my God. Yes, yes. I mean, that is unbelievable. He is like so humble, so down to earth. And I remember one time he was cooking pancakes for me. He was in training camp. We were living in Biscayne and he was in training camp. He was getting ready for a fight in New York. And I woke up one day and he was like, look, mija, I make pancakes. The pancakes, they were like these huge. I mean, they were huge like this, but I didn't say a word. I just ate it all, like just to make him happy. And those are like my memories from him.
That's pretty cool.
I actually met him. I performed at the 2014 Hall of Fame when it was out here at the Tropicana. I performed one of my songs for everybody there, and I met your dad, and he was super sweet. Like when I first walked up, there was like a huge crowd around him, and I was like, "Who is that? Who is that? I can't see." Like there were so many people, and he took a picture with every single person.
That's how
autographed every single person.
You're absolutely
and then
right.
about my chance, I was like, "Oh my God, hi, how are you? Like, I'm such a big fan. I didn't know you were gonna be here." And he was like, "Oh my God, hi." He was super sweet. Took a picture with me. I was hyped. I was like, "Oh my God, not the hands of stone." Oh my God. I was like,
that's how he is.
I was 13 at the time, so I was like meeting all these Hall of Famers, all these big legends. You know, and I was so nervous performing in front of them. I performed in front of your dad. I was so nervous. I was like,
oh my God,
don't let me forget any of my words.
Yes, that's how he is. That's how he is. He's very, very down to earth, very humble. He never denies any autograph or pictures. It doesn't matter who's around him. He take the time and the opportunity to sign autograph. It doesn't matter if the line is from here, from Florida, all the way to Vegas. He didn't care how long it was. He was staying there for his fans. He was always being very flexible to the media. Anything that had to do with their fans, he was always there for them. And you're absolutely right. That's exactly how he is.
There had to be about 50 people around him, I believe. There was like 50 people around him when I walked up. So, and he stood there and took pictures with every single one of them. And
You're
I was like, wow,
absolutely right.
this is rare. A lot of people now, they don't do that. You know, they don't interact with their fans, or they'll interact with one or two, and then they'll just be like, okay, I gotta go. But he waited and he took pictures, autographs, like spoke to them, had conversations like, oh, how are you? Like, oh, did you enjoy tonight? Or, you know, what are you here for? You know, anything like that. Like he really conversed with them, interacted with them. And I was like, oh,
He
okay,
never
that's really
denied.
cool.
He never denies any interview, any interaction. That's why people love him, his charisma, and they're crazy about him. And I've been out of dinner with him many, many times, just eating whatever, and people come to him, and he was eating, and he put his utensils down, and he starts signing autograph, and people coming back and forth to the restaurant. The owner has to interfere and please let him eat. And he's like, no, 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 that's okay. I could eat my food. And he was grabbing a bite and then signing here. And then the waitress, the chef, the whole staff in the restaurant. That's exactly how he is. You're absolutely right, honey.
Wow. And you didn't never get jealous, Dalia? When you like, dang, I just want to have dinner with my dad.
Not really, because I kind of like grew up in that environment. So I know exactly how he was. Right. So for me, it was fine. It was part of life, like going to one place and people are like, oh, look, Roberto Duran. And there you go. The massive. We went to the mall. He's like, I need a black shirt. Let's go to Macy's. I'm like, okay, let's go to Macy's. As soon as we walk into the mall, the security recognized him and they call everybody. Security report. And security was walking with him to the mall. And people after him like, Duran, can I have a picture with you, please? Can I have an autograph with you, please? And I'm like, took about like 5 hours to get one black shirt.
Wow. Oh no. I would have had to send you in by yourself.
I'm like, Dad, I'm hungry. And he's like, okay, we're leaving. Hold on.
1 minute.
But on his way out, he would stop again, autograph, pictures, this and that, and people screaming at the top of their lungs. And the security, they were not able to get him out of the mall, and somebody had to go and get the car. It's always been like this, no matter where he go. And I'm used to those things. And I encounter people out there, and they're like, Dalia, you're just like your father. You look like your father, and they're looking at me like weird. I'm like, what? And they're like, you're just like your father. I'm like, oh, okay.
Like your daddy. You do look just like your daddy.
I have people staring at me like this into my face, like this. And I'm like, what? And they're like,
yeah,
I'm so sorry. You just look like your father. I'm like, oh my Lord.
You get it from your daddy. You didn't get it from your mama. You got it from your daddy.
No. You're absolutely right. No.
We got a question for Helen. Helen, you know what we got? We got somebody saying, oh, it's Rob. He says, during her time fighting for Inductee FC, did she feel the sense of sisterhood within the promotion?
I will say yes. It felt really cool to be surrounded by they were all female fighters in the whole promotion. So there's no, they're all in the same hotel. Everybody's cutting weight. That's the only part. It's really hard to get, the real side of people when they're in the process of cutting weight. And MMA fighters, they all cut weight, maybe too much weight, I was fighting at 115, but I love food. I mean, I live in the best country in the world. I like to eat. So but during those days we have media day, we're all starving and thirsty. Then we have weigh-ins. We have to still, luckily the weigh-ins is early on Friday. And then after that, yeah, you can feel, the sense that we're all in this together. I try to stay away from that because it's very easy for me to get non-aggressive, I can fight 10 people if I'm emotionally involved, and if they're bothering me. But if I see a girl and she's cute, how many fights I had where the girl was trying to murder me and I'm just like, oh, I like her short, So I try not to interact with them too much, but I did feel a sense of, all female fighters together, all that female energy in one spot, but I try to distance myself. Now I'm more professional. I can switch that switch. Even if when they're cute, I can punch them now. But before it was a real problem. So I kind of always try to keep myself at a distance, but I did feel from the promotion that they did encourage that feeling where you felt, and not only that, I made my professional debut for Invicta FC. I had 10 amateur fights, but I did all of that within a year and a half. I started training and got into Invicta FC with less than 2 years of training. I mean, it was insane. I never expected to be there. A lot of the girls there were girls I look up to, so it was kind of weird trying not to fangirl because I knew I might be fighting them next and trying not to get emotionally involved. But yeah, it was hard. You do feel that energy. You do feel like, oh yeah, we're a team, even though we're fighting each other.
Being completely honest, for me, I've rarely felt like sisterhood with any females that I've been around. Like even in the amateurs, when I was on Team USA, I was at the OTC, the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs. Like even then, like you're around people who maybe one other person in your weight class, like the first and second ranked national in your weight class. So there's another girl in my weight class, and then everybody else is in different weight classes. But I never really felt like the sisterhood of all of us being together, unless maybe my best friend was there with me, only because of the fact that females are very competitive. And it doesn't matter if you're 4 weight classes under or above. They're gonna think of you. They're gonna look at you and be like, "I can knock her out. I could beat her up. Like she's not that good." And I always was addicted to that. With like every girl, always looking at me like, "Oh, I could beat her up. I could beat her up." And I try to stay away from that because I'm like, "Sis, I'm not ever gonna fight you. You're like 5 weight classes above me. Why are you mad?" But it's so competitive. It's like you should never beef with a girl over a sport. Like, for example, I was really close with this one girl. I was really close with this one girl who was also on Team USA, and at the time we weren't at the same weight class. But I had lost a lot of weight, so I went down to that weight class, and I was straight up like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna fight her," But we were close, and then when she found out I was in her weight class, she was just talking crap about me to other people, like to all her friends. It was you have to. Like, we can't all be cool and you have to choose her or me. And I'm like, I'm not going to beef with anyone over a sport. It's a sport. We could be friends after. Like, this is business. Like, it doesn't have anything to do with our personal lives. Why am I in girl drama?
Story on that one too, Helen. You got a good story on that.
Yeah, and I feel crazy. Her. Like, women are fucking vicious. Like, have you seen male fighters? They fist bomb. They're not even emotionally involved at all.
They're friends. They're like,
it's like, I'm gonna kill you. Seriously, I was like, God, you're so cute. And I can see in their face that they're like, I'm gonna murder you. I'm like, oh God. But I don't know. I just like when women are mad at me, they're cute and they're in front of me. I don't know. I just like it. But so it's a problem. But I'm dealing with it.
How do you like mean mug, Helen? How do you mean mug? Because for me, when girls are like mean mugging me in the ring or something, I laugh. I can't keep myself together. Like, it's funny to me. I'm like, why are you mad? Like, I laugh. I can never mean mug. Ever.
My mean mugging is just standing there because I'm brown. I'm just already intimidating, apparently. I have a resting face. I was with that.
But then, like, after a second, I just bust out laughing. I can't do it. I think it was my second fight? My second fight, we had a standoff. Like, the photographers wanted a standoff. So we're standing there, we're looking at each other, and I'm trying to frown, but I just am like looking in her face, and I see all the flashes on the side, and we just both bust out laughing. Like, I'm like, you can't even take this seriously.
Yeah, it's hard.
Just hold on one second, because I'm gonna read Dalia her last comment because she needs to go. But Dalia, we do want to thank you for giving us this exciting news about June 16th. I mean, I can't wait. And I hope you guys will be able to watch too.
Absolutely. It's going to be a special night, June 16, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, right here in our house. Special guests, more stories. Stay tuned.
Amazing. And thanks so much for popping in and surprising Christy like that too.
Anytime, honey. Ladies, good luck.
Nice to meet you.
I'll bring for you guys. Nice to meet you. I hope to see you one of my lists for induction to Hall of Fame. See you.
Yes, I hope so. I'm gonna see you there.
Oh, okay. We're gonna read Robert's comment to Dalia.
Oh, hold on. I have a question. Okay.
Yes. Dalia's story of her and her dad going to Macy's for a black shirt reminds me of the scene from Selena when she goes dress shopping and her friend and everyone finds out she's there. Hashtag.
Oh my God.
I love that movie. I can watch that movie like 50 million times too.
Well, just imagine that they have to get the golf cart from the mall to get him out of there. Just to give an idea.
Okay, that's along that line.
Bye, guys. Love you,
Thank you
ladies.
so much,
Thanks so
Dalia.
much.
Good night.
We love Dalia. Ladies, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We also have Lady Ram,
Hey, Laura.
current heavyweight champion of the world. Laura Ramsey, she just got some great news, but I'm going to let her tell us about that on our next edition of Boxing PlayHouse's Ladies' Night. Shout out to Laura Ramsey. Miss Ramsey, I'm going to need for you to put the date in your calendar this time. Okay, don't you stand us up. But last time she was very sick. She wasn't feeling well at all. So we're looking forward to that. And let's see, we got great lady boxer Katie Taylor.
From Neville.
I ain't no Katie Taylor fan, man. I feel like she dodged Toronto. And then the lady Parsoon that beat her as well should have got a rematch. I felt she won that fight. I don't want to hear Katie.
We agree. We agree over here in this household. We also agree with the Pursuer fight.
Thank you.
Elena Blue want to know how many weight classes do Black Rose want to conquer?
Oh, that's a good question.
So what I want to do is I want to do 108, 112, and 115. Those are the 3 weight classes. Right now I'm at 112, but I'll go up or I'll go down. So those are the weight classes that I'm trying to get belts in, trying to unify all the belts.
Okay.
You know, preferably all 3 weight classes, but you know. God's will.
You start out with that goal first, because I mean,
Get it, girl.
Let's start out. We're gonna take it 1 weight class at a time because I'm getting ahead of myself there.
I mean, I want to see you in a couple of more years than that. I want to see like can she flyweight? You know, 120. What is that? 125 or
125? No, flyweight is 112. That's the weight class I'm at right now. It's flyweight.
You're at okay, so it's featherweight.
I'm at flyweight.
But that's many years down the line.
Once they get some more meat on my bones.
Maybe not, right?
Maybe not. Maybe 2
I'm
years.
still down,
2 years
down there right now.
champion.
Yeah, I believe 112 is 112. I'm here. Like I don't struggle to get here. I don't starve when I lose weight. Like that's natural weight. Like when I go over a little bit, I don't go up that high. I think like 5 or 6 over is the highest I'll get. But when I'm on my weight, I drop easily. Like I don't struggle to be there. So I'm pretty small, like a small person. I don't have that, meat on my bones or bones under my meat.
Helen, I want to know the same question for you. Do you see yourself going up in weight more than one division or down in weight?
Yeah, especially now. I'm working a lot of movement patterns, and I've realized how much more strength you can get. You don't have to get bigger in order to do so. And I don't really believe in cutting weight. I know it gives you a bit of a weight advantage, but having a weight advantage means nothing when the other person has a higher IQ. So I'll be working on my fight IQ, and I definitely think I'm going to go up. I'm going to stay. Well, I already went up to 125. That's 10 pounds. Right now, I weigh 130 pounds. So I'm only 5 pounds away from weight. So that's nothing. That's one big share to skip breakfast, and I'm there. So I can, I'm already small for that weight class. But I find myself I can go up to 130. It depends, I wouldn't go up to fight nobody. I would go up to fight someone who could probably beat me 90% of the time, but that 2%, my life, I live my whole life on that 2% probability. It's really exciting. So if something comes, it's an opportunity, and I know I'm on their side, but the person has a really good name and somebody that is supposed to run through me, I don't know why I thrive in those circumstances, so I might do it. Going down, I will go down to 115 easy. I don't think I will go any lower than that. Again, unless it's someone with a big name that I want to get under my belt, then yes, I'll do it. But I don't like starving. I mean, there's no point of living in the greatest country in the world if you cannot eat. So I'd rather go up than go down. Yeah, 100%. I love my food, man.
I think everybody would rather go up than go down. The biggest piece of advice that boxing coaches give, I'm not sure with MMA or anything, but it's whatever you walk around at, fight a weight class under whatever you naturally walk around at with just regular eating. Only because if you go up, you're fighting people who have to drop down. So say I was to go up from 112 to 125, I would be fighting people who drop down from 130, 140 pounds to 125. And of course,
100.
IQ will always beat like weight, but power is power, you know. So these girls have 140 pounds worth of power, and she grabs me and pushes me. I'm going across the ring. Okay, I am this big. I'm going all the way across that ring, whether she's actually beating me up or not.
That reminds me of Wilder and the Gypsy King. He smothered him with his weight. You know, he literally was weight on top of him the whole time. So I wouldn't want to see your 125. Because I've been there, and I felt that power. I mean, when Christine hit me in the first round, I was like, what the fuck just happened to me? No, I fought many times. No girl ever hit me that hard. It was, I thought somebody threw a can into the crowd, and I was looking for it, but I didn't want to look down. And I'm like, where's the can? I almost saw it. It was a Coca-Cola can. I'm like, I was almost so sure. The weight is a real thing. It's a real
power
thing.
Is power. Yeah, when I was like 16, I sparred Tyresha Douglas. She's also known as Lady Tiger. She fought at, what weight she fight at? One featherweight. She fought at featherweight. I was small at the time, and I sparred her. And of course, my IQ was, you know, equally as good as hers was. So it was a good sparring, but it was the weight. It was the power. You could tell the difference, you know. And I was 16, so I didn't have my grown lady power yet. You know, and I did good. It was really good work. Like, I didn't get beat up at all, but it's just the fact that the power was there. She hit me with one shot, and I was like, hold on now. Hold on, pause. Because that ain't right. That didn't sit right. That punch just did not sit right with me at all. I was like,
I'm guilty of it too. I had a sparring partner that was small like you, and she was, I don't want to give too much because I don't want to call her out on it, but she was like out there in boxing, and I didn't know how to box. I've been boxing for like a month, you know, and they were like, oh, you want to spar her? I was getting ready for ringside world tournament, and I'm there sparring with her. She started crying. I didn't understand why, because she would move really fast and she would touch me, but I didn't feel it. And every time I saw her head stop, I would go bam. But I had no idea that it was such a big deal until I found myself on the other side of the coin.
Right.
Like, oh,
yeah.
this is a real thing.
Power is like, you can be better than that person or faster, or you could hit them a lot more. But if the person across from you is harder than you, you feel it. You're gonna feel it. It doesn't matter how good you are. You're gonna feel it. And it's like some of those punches are just not gonna sit right with your spirit, okay? Because that one just didn't. It didn't sit right with my spirit at all. I felt my chakras got out of alignment. I was like, hold on, sis. This is what we not finna do right here. Okay.
This is not a drill. It's not a drill.
I made sure as soon as I recovered from that punch, she was not finna hit me like that the rest of the time we sparred at all.
Stick and move.
Yeah, I was like, not again. I learned my lesson the first time.
Okay, so we got Rob. He actually has a comment. And let's see. It says, I've known Zarina for a few years as Empress, but I want to know how she came up with her new moniker, Black Rose.
Well, first I want to say hi, Rob. I love Rob. He covered me all the times I fought at Beautiful Brawlers. So I'm a 4-time Beautiful Brawlers champ. So he would cover me every time I would go to San Francisco and fight there. I really loved them so much. Everybody there with Beautiful Brawlers. But Czarina means Empress. That is the meaning of Czarina. You know, it's Empress. It derives from Russia. So all my amateur career, a lot of people knew me as the Empress because that is what my name is. That's what I mean. That's what I am. You know, not to sound, you know, overconfident, but that's what I am. You know, that's my name. But when I transitioned over into the pros, my dad was like, why don't we call you the Black Rose? You know, the Black Rose, it's very beautiful, but it looks very deadly. So, you know, I'm not ugly, you know, I don't want to sound overconfident, but I'm not ugly. You know, I'm very sweet person from what I hear from other people. I hope I'm a sweet person, but so I'm not like a mean, intimidating type of person. But when I get in the ring, I'm completely different than what I am right here, face to face, talking to you guys right now. So, when I'm in the ring, I'm a completely different person. I'm very aggressive. I'm very determined on what I'm doing in the ring. So, Black Rose is beautiful but deadly. And my dad was like, let's call you the Black Rose. And I was like, you know what? That sounds good right there. So, that was the transition thing. I kind of recreated myself going into the pros because that was like at the fresh start. Anyone going from amateurs to pros, you're starting fresh record, fresh, style, fresh everything. You got to change your style to the pro style from the amateur style. You have to, change what you want to show people who you are. You get introduced to a whole other world that you didn't know in the amateurs. So I just did a fresh start.
Zarina, you still sing?
I do. Yes, I still do my thing. Still do my thing.
Okay. I mean, 13 to now, you must sound really pretty good.
I'm sorry, what you said? I didn't hear you. Sorry.
13 till now, you probably sound like really pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing music since I was a kid. I was raised around, everybody in my family does music, so gospel music, regular music, like rap music. My father did music. My aunts, my grandma can sing. Everybody in my family does music. So I come from a musical background. I've done it my entire life. I started writing when I was 8. I've been writing ever since then. So, now I feel like I have had some life experience to be able to write about things that more people can relate to. So I do believe that my writing skills have gotten better. I sing, I rap, I write books, poetry, and all that stuff. So, I feel like now that I'm older with a lot more experience, I can write a lot of things that people can relate to a lot better. So I think I have improved, but that just comes with practice and experience more than, skill. Anybody could rap on a beat, but can you write it? Can you live it? Can you experience it? Can you relate it to other people?
Go ahead and sing something.
You knew that you were coming right.
I don't have anything prepared. I don't have any, but I will say, what I will say is shortly, there may or may not be a video posted up on Instagram of a short boxing freestyle. So just make sure that you're watching for that. We're going to do a little remix on LL Cool J's I Need Love. So, boxing edition. So, look out for that. That's coming soon.
So when you come out to the ring, you can come out on your own music, huh?
I haven't came out on my own music yet. I'm waiting to get a fight in the States. When I get a fight in the States, then I will be coming out to my own music. I will be coming out to a few songs that I have saved in a good fighting song, a good motivational fighting song, So I'm waiting. I have a lot of things planned for when I start getting these fights in the States, when I start getting big fights, title fights. It's all coming. It's all coming. I'm working hard. I'm praying, it's all God's will. So when it's the time for that to happen, you will see it. So.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Can't wait.
And you can get some inspiration from Emilio because he wrote our theme song. He's a
oh really?
Yeah, he's a good writer, songwriter, and also he raps and.
I used to be in a group back in the day, so.
Back in the day, yeah.
My family involved with music too.
Yeah. Helen? Are you gonna come out one day? Are you gonna come out to Boxing PlayHouse's song?
Where is it?
Oh,
a song.
It's an actual song that we.
I don't like singing when I'm walking out. I usually pick something more like harmony, like type music that gets me all hyped up. But something is like it's like I'm going to church. When I'm going out there, people see me throwing punch and trying to punch somebody in the face. That's not even my goal. That's just a result. Except for my fight with Christine. Like when she hit me, I got so pissed. I wanted to murder her. But other than that, and then it was my first professional fight because I didn't see my puppy for 2 months. And I was so mad at that other girl. I thought it was her fault. I wanted to just knock her head off. I almost did that in the first round. But those are the only 2 times when I go out there to fight. The other times, it's just like, okay, I'm going to this place where I get to meditate and I get to get my mind right. That's pretty much how I see it. Win or lose, and it's usually winning, but And when I go in there, I don't go there thinking about winning. I don't go there thinking about the music. When I start walking, I just want something that levels my head, because I'm not trying to think or try to figure out what my opponent is doing or what their corner is saying. I black all of that. It's just like, I know how hard I work to be here, and the best person win. And if you can beat me, you deserve all the glory, because I work my ass off. So I don't go there. I'm not worried. I don't want to sing. I don't want to dance. I don't want water. I don't want hugs. I want to get in there, and whoever's on the other side who thought signing a contract that they had a fucking chance, I'm going to prove them wrong.
I love this girl. You know what?
I'm gonna clap for that one. That's good. That was right. That's accurate.
Black Rose, you gotta hang
Just
out
that
with
feeling.
Helen for a couple.
We have to hang out. We need to be friends, like friends, because
Yeah, I'll never cut into 112, so we can totally be friends.
yeah, let's be friends, because I like your vibe. Like I like your mindset. We agree on like all of the same things, and you're not about that extra girl drama. Like I need friends like that.
That's so sweet, you guys. And Helen, she's the truth too. Like, she's a fighter for real. Like,
Yeah, real. I saw your post, Helen. Yesterday, I believe you were doing the alligator push-up. I was like, dang, I need to try that. I don't know if I can do it.
It did not look.
do it.
I saw a video and then I watched my video. I'm like, that looks nothing like the guy I saw.
Good, girl. I was looking at it and I was like, I need to do that. I was like, but can I do it? I don't know, but I will try.
The trick is to record yourself so that way you can fix things. That's what I tell people. If you're doing something that requires symmetry on both sides of your body, it's a good idea to record yourself. And then I record all my rounds. And then when I come home, I don't watch TV like everyone else. I just judge myself for hours. And just make a list of the things I'm not doing right. Same thing with boxing and everything else.
So I wanted to ask you, what was that you were doing where you were balancing on like I don't know, it looked like a surfboard or something, like you were balancing on it, Helen? It was like a little, you were standing.
Was I doing squats?
Yeah, you were trying to do squats while balancing.
Oh, that's an indigo board. Yeah, that I watched the video and I saw how dangerous that was. I'm never doing that again. That was a stupid move, and I hope nobody tries it. There's no gain on doing that. No, I just saw a video and I thought it was cool, and I did it. I was alone in the gym. I had 235-pound plate plus the bar, weighs about 45 pounds, and I'm balancing on an indigo board. There's nothing underneath it to hold it. That could have gone horribly wrong. I was just being stupid. That's what I was doing.
I know, but you was pulling that shit off. I was like, look at her.
Yeah, that's crazy. There's no point. I'm never doing that again. But yeah, that's what I was doing. Just I was bored. I didn't have a fight lined up, and that's what I do when I don't have a fight lined up. Just try to kill myself constantly.
We got a question from Rob again. He says, boxing-related question for Helen. Has she met and or trained with her fellow countrymen, Joan Gooseman and Jason Rosario?
No, I have not. I see the Dominican flag, so that means they're from Dominican Republic. Actually, I'm pretty new in boxing. I've been trying to make a debut in boxing for the last 2 years. And boxing is so corrupted, you know, like it's so weird. One time I was trying to get a boxing fight, and they told me they were going to put me in with a beginner also. And then I found out she had over 300 amateur fights. I'm like, come on, dude, I had a tourney who he knew about that. And what is the point? Don't you want to see an even matchup, or do you just want one girl to get this? You know how it is. Everybody's building records. So
they lie. They love to lie.
They lie so much. And I'm like, listen, I'm not asking for an easy fight. I just want, you know, like, just make it so people want to watch it. If you just want to see her hit something, give her a punching bag. Like, what the fuck, man? But so, yeah, I haven't made my professional debut in boxing because it's so dirty and everybody has an agenda. And everybody that says they want to help me, they're like, oh, yeah, we really want to help you. You look so cool and you seem straight ahead. I'm like, oh, yeah, what can you do for me? What can I go train? Oh, here's a contract, 4-6 years contract. I'm like, come on, dude. Like, I'm not signing this shit. I'm very good with paperwork, so I don't sign with anybody. If you want to help me, give me something in return. It's like when I'm selling something. If I'm selling you something, a cooking book, whatever, you're not sure, I might give you a few recipes for free so that you know, get the ton and you realize, okay, it's a good thing for me that I might do it and I might not. So no, I am not, you know, well versed in boxing as far as who is in the top and who's coming from where. I would love to, especially since they're coming from my home country. I don't know any other Dominican fighter at all. So I'll look them up now that I saw that. I'm sure I'm going to take a screenshot of this.
Okay.
Of the comment. And then I'll look it up so next time I'm a little bit more aware of who they are, but I have not. Not yet. could change anyway.
Well, we had Jason Rosario. He was on our show last week? Was he, I guess? Man, we be good. But he is a unified super welterweight champion right now, current. Yeah, and it was kind of like a big surprise. Like it was a huge upset when he won against J-Rock. So that was like what? Where does this guy come from? And we had saw him on a previous fight, but it looked like a completely different fighter. He said it was because they called him last minute for other fights. And this was the first time that he was able to have like a real training camp, 16 weeks, just focused on actual boxing. And he got 2 titles for it.
That's awesome.
That is awesome, yes. But now he's trying to get back here to Miami for his next training camp. And, the flight situation and stuff is like, delaying it for him crazy to out the island.
I have a question for Helen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Helen, getting back into the sport, how do you feel, fighting in an arena with not too many people in there? Or, at first I know the crowds might not be there. Eventually they're going to fill back up. But how do you feel about that?
I have fought without an audience before, like on the street. It was fine. And then I fought another match sometime where there was an audience, but it was weird. Nobody was making any sound. It was creepy. It was like, I thought it was going to end up being a snuff film or something. I'm like, what? Why are these people so quiet? And it was a little concerning, but because I didn't feel safe in the environment. But I already fought for bare knuckle fighting. I know how much they care about the fighter. So probably feel like a sparring section. And I'm going to have to struggle with the fact that like when to go. Usually I know when to go. I hear the crowd. I'm like, bitch, you're getting fucked up. But now that it's just, there's no crowd, I have to consciously be able to do that for myself. So that's something I've been practicing on, like showing up to sparring and just play defense without telling my sparring partner to see how much I can do, how well I can do. It's going to be different. It's definitely a fact because I thrive on chaos. I love the chaos. I love people yelling. I love people telling me I have no chance. Oh, you tell me I have no chance. That's the best motivation anybody can give me. So not having that present, it will be weird. But at the same time, you can hear what I remember from my last fight with very few people was that I could hear my opponent's breathing. I can hear her breathing. There was no coach, so I couldn't hear her corner. But watching the UFC fights, you can hear both corners. So that's going to be very, very interesting. And bare knuckle, you could probably hear that smack. That's going to be awesome. Yeah, you could probably hear it because if you could hear your opponent's breathing and, you could probably hear that smack. I mean, you can hear it even with the crowd there. So that's going to be interesting. It's going to be different. But I'm not sure how I'm going to react to it. If it's going to make me more aggressive, less aggressive. It might just keep me more level. Usually when I'm level and I'm not attached with things, it's like when I go play pool. Some day I suck because I'm trying to make the ball. But some days I don't care. I'm just doing it to be social. And I don't miss a shot. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, I think it's going to be tough because, the bare knuckle fighting champion, those fans are like, it's like you're at the Coliseum and it's gladiator time. They're like,
oh my God, that energy is just amazing. Literally, it's just so good. That energy is so good. I couldn't wear that boxing, what's it called, like a groin protector. Now when there's a crowd, because every time I take a step, it's tickling. And then that energy of everybody just screaming, it's just driving me insane. I will lose focus of the fight. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting to do it without that, without that energy. I don't know if that's gonna make me better or more conservative. I'm not sure about. But I am priming my brain on getting ready to just pull the trigger. It doesn't take much when you mention Christine. She immediately irritates me. So it should be a good fight. There's something about her face.
Boy, look, you're gonna be on like five damn fights in a minute because y'all got that real rivalry going. That's Christine Ferreira, guys.
She might have gave Christine a new nickname with them cans. Maybe call her Christine Can Hands.
Yeah, something like that.
No, I just want her out of my life. This is the longest I've talked about the same girl. It's been a year. I had a memory popped out on my Facebook today saying it's been a year since she called me out. I've been thinking about the same girl for a whole year. I feel like we're in an abusive long-term relationship. And I want out. I
like a long time ago. I told you y'all was in a relationship.
So annoying. So annoying.
I want to ask her the same question. Zaria.
Serena.
Damn it! Oh,
Serena.
oh my God, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It happens all the time, all my life.
It shouldn't happen when somebody's name is Sakura, though. I'm on the receiving end so many times. But I wanted to know, like, the same question. Like, how do you feel about possibly having to fight with no crowd?
Well, I hope that that's not the case. Even though most of the times that I have fought amateur and pro, I was always the underdog, only because I believe when I was an amateur, it was because I started a lot later than most of the people I was fighting.
Okay.
So wherever I would go, I would always fight the home favorites. So everybody would come from their section or from wherever they live to come see the people that I was fighting. I don't know why it always happened like that, but they were always cheering for the other person. As I started winning all my fights, I started getting more fans or more people who would cheer for me, but it would be so small compared to like the favorites, all the people that have been there for like 5-6 years before me, which was fine. Like I got used to it. I didn't care after a while, because it just felt even better to prove everybody wrong. Like, okay, you're cheering against me, but I'm winning, so it's whatever. And then when I got to the pros, I fought in Mexico, and my first fight, at the beginning, they were booing me.
Oh, they was going in, huh?
They were booing me. Oh, okay. Well, my first fight, I fought 2 girls that night because they put me in with the wrong girl.
Oh my God!
The whole round. The wrong girl. And they were booing me the whole time, the whole place. Like, the interview was loud. It was packed. There was a whole bunch of people there. They were all cheering for the other girl. They're like, Alexa. And I was like, okay, what about Serena? What about me? All cheering for her. And then after the first round, we just both got out of the ring. And I'm like, what happened? What's going on? Like, we didn't even finish the fight. Did she quit? And they're like, nah, they put you in there with the wrong girl. And I was like, oh my God. And by the time I got in there, by the time I got in there with the right girl, a lot of people had started to cheer for me, I guess, because they liked how I fought against the first girl. So there were people like cheering for me the second time around, but some people were still booing me. And then when I won, like half the crowd was cheering and half the crowd was booing. And I just didn't know what to do. So I was just like, hey. And then I got out the ring because I was like, the second time I went back, I got a lot more cheers and only like her family booed me. And then the third time I got all cheers. And then the fourth time I fought the same girl that they matched me up with wrongly on my first fight. But the fourth fight was ruled a no contest because she had got an injury during the fight and she was bleeding a lot from a headbutt. So she quit. She said she didn't want to do it. But because the fight didn't last a whole round, they ruled it a no contest. The judge was like, if she would have kept going at least till the end of the first round, you would have won that fight. Like, we would have ruled you. But because she stopped in the middle of the first round, we can't give you that fight. So it was ruled no contest. I was pretty upset about it, but but the more you go out there, the more you interact with everybody, the more that they're gonna respect you. So I was getting boos at first, but now I get cheers and people actually know me there. TJ is not really a big place, so pretty much everybody who goes to the fights goes to every fight. So I see the same people there, and I'm not fluent in Spanish like I should be, but I can converse. So, it's good to have conversations with them to let them know that you appreciate them being there, whether they're booing you or cheering you on, and just being humble. Like, no matter the outcome, just being humble about it, especially if you're winning, just to be humble and respectful, especially when you're going to somebody else's country to fight. You don't ever want to disrespect them and their culture and what they do or what they believe in. So I always make sure that I'm very humble and respectful when I go there, and I make sure that everybody knows I appreciate the fact that they're coming out to see me,
That's sweet. But boy, that's the first time I have ever heard of a boxer being put in the ring with the wrong opponent.
I thought so too.
They're like, no, you're still gonna fight. You just gotta wait. I had to wait 8 bouts before I got back in the ring.
Oh,
I was so
because
mad.
they screwed up and you had already got in there and fought some.
Yep, I was so mad. I had got cold. I had to warm up all over again. They kept saying, "Oh, you're gonna come on after this one." They're like, "No, actually, you're gonna go after this one. No, actually, you're gonna go after this one." I was like, "What's going on? What's happening?" I think somebody dropped out. Somebody didn't show up. So the schedule was just all mixed up. And then the girl that they put me in there first with fought before me. I was like, "How is this fair?" She fought before me. And then they finally put me in there. I was so mad. Get all out on the girl I got in with. Like, I don't know if you guys know what clip I'm talking about. It's the girl, she was in the corner, and I was just like hitting her in the corner like a whole bunch of times. I don't know if you guys saw that clip, but that was that fight. And I just took out all my anger on her because I was so mad about how I was like, afterwards,
baby.
afterwards, I gave her a hug. I felt kind of bad. I gave her a hug because I really did take all my anger out on her. So after you know, I had to give her a hug because the fight only lasted like 40, 45 seconds, 43 seconds. That's the whole fight. So I felt kind of bad about that. I was like, "Oh, good job." Like, sorry. But, you know, I was like, I was just ready to get out of there, just be done. Because I was like, I already fought. Like, y'all are overworking me. I'm going to need a bigger, extra round on my paycheck. Okay, y'all just got to work with me.
That's like one of the worst ones I've heard. Like, damn, how did that happen?
This never happened to me before. They're like, oh, we had like some other people in the same weight class as you fighting on the card. I guess the names just got mixed up. I was like, how? How?
Really? Okay, so we got Clarence. He's got a comment. Read his comment.
He says, "Czarina, you're beautiful."
Thank you.
And then Rob, he says,
Robert says, "Czarina is very sweet and very classy too. Last Beautiful Brawlers event she competed in. She helped her
that's nice.
off the floor when they slipped during the fight. Respect, Boxing PlayHouse."
okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean it's a sport. I'm not here to be callous or malicious towards anybody. If you slip, I'm gonna help you up. I'm gonna make sure you're good, dust you off a little bit, and then we're gonna keep fighting. This is what it is, you know. There's no point in being like, yeah, you slipped. I'm gonna beat you up anyway. I'm gonna help you up. You good? All right, let's go. Let's keep going.
I mean, that was awfully nice of you, but sometimes you be in the zone, I guess, and you don't be like, yeah, you better pick your own self off the floor. Like,
I feel like I've only ever really been like that towards maybe two people that I've ever fought. Like in my whole career, I've only felt like that about two people that I've ever fought. Mm-hmm. Everybody else, I've just been really cool with. I fought my friend a couple times. I fought girls that I didn't know. But I think as far as being like, oh, like you do your own stuff, like I don't care about you, like beef type thing, I think with two girls in my whole career, that's it.
Just two. What about you, Helen? How many people have you really had it out for? Besides
none of my opponents, not even Christine, because when she first called me out, what I thought she was doing, I didn't have the credentials to fight for the best bare knuckle fighting promotion in the world. I didn't have the credentials to be there. And because I got injured right after I went pro, there was a huge gap in my training. So when she called me out, I thought she was trying to help me get the fight. And that's the story I had in my head until like after the fight. And that's when I realized, I'm like, no, she's a dick. But before that, I thought she was just trying to help me. So I'm like, wow, she's so cool that she's willing to get in there with me just to help me get the job. Mm-hmm. So I didn't really had it out for her during the fight. You know, my reaction in the second round was because I felt more like it was like a slip, but that's the knee I tore. So I'm like, maybe it looked like a knockdown. So when the referee started counting, I got mad. That's why I look a little angry. Because it wasn't that. It's just like my conscience always protecting that knee and hiding it from everybody. Nobody knew. I didn't post about it. That happened. Yeah. And everybody in Orlando knew because that's why I have to leave. But nobody else knew on that training camp. So I was like, when he started counting, I got mad. And that's why I look angry after that. Because I'm like, oh no, they're going to do me wrong here. I need to show that I'm better because I already got fucked up. I can't fly like this and not have the title with me. It would look weird, right? So I'm like, nah, I got to win. So that's why I became more aggressive. But I didn't have it out for her or any of my opponents, really. My first professional fight, I didn't have my puppy. I didn't know the girl. I was mad. But it wasn't necessarily towards her. I was just mad at the situation. I had 4 training camps back to back. I didn't have Thanksgiving or Christmas or my birthday. None of that happened. and I didn't have my puppy. I just took all those fights one after the other because I'm like that. And one of the fight I signed, I didn't realize it was a 115 until a week before the fight, and I was like 130. And I was like, oh fuck. I thought it was a 125. And yeah, when I made the weight, I couldn't. I was so dehydrated. I ended up kissing my opponent. I didn't even remember. It was like I was drunk. I was standing there. She got so close and angry and saw this makeup, and I was confused. And her perfume was making me dizzy. And then I kissed her because I didn't know what to do.
That works. That'll work.
She hit me. She kissed me back aggressively, and then I thought she kissed me. So I go on telling my friends, like, "Oh, my opponent is so weird. She kissed me. What a weirdo." Then they put up the video. I'm like, "Oh, it was me." I was just dehydrated. It was a horrible weight cut. When we went to fight, I ran into the cage because I couldn't tell how far it was. It was a shit. I won the fight, but it was crazy. I'm like, what the hell happened? But I didn't have it out for her either. But I was throwing those haymakers. I didn't know where she was. I'm just like, nah, I'm gonna sweep across this side and sweep across this side and then under and over, and eventually I'm gonna catch her.
Yeah.
But it wasn't out of spite. It was just like, what the hell? My body never done that. Like, I was fine in the locker room because when you're hitting mitts, your coach mitts you halfway. So I didn't have to be aware of the dead perception. I didn't realize it was a problem until I ran into the cage and I touched it. I'm like, oh no. Like, it looked like it's right there, but when you touch, it was like, I'm like, oh no, this is a problem. But other than that, I never had it out for them. Like, how can you have it out for your opponent?
For me, if I ever had it out for an opponent, it's because they wronged me personally, in like real life. So I believe it was 2015, the nationals for my first like big nationals, which got me on the Team USA. It was 2015. I was training with the coach, and he would train his kids, and he had a daughter, which was the oldest, and then he had two boys. So we were all really close. I'd known them for so many years. You know, me and his daughter were really close. I've been to their house. You know, I celebrated her birthday with her, everything. Like, we were really close. And then one day, just out of nowhere, they just stopped answering the phone calls. There was no training. I heard no word. I would text her. She wouldn't reply. I was like, what's going on? We went to the gym, like, to check on them. Like, the gym is closed. So I'm like, okay, so you're just not going to tell me that you're not going to train me anymore? You're just going to do that? You're going to be fake like that? Like, I was the only person to show up to her birthday party that year. She was expecting all these people, all her friends, but I was the only one that came. And I just felt really wronged by that, really disrespected that you as a coach couldn't tell me that you weren't going to train me anymore. And you as a friend couldn't at least reply to my text messages. You know, so I had went to that fight there at 106. That's what I went for that fight for. But when I saw her name on the list at 110, this was the first time I had seen or heard of them in all these months. So I saw her name at 110. When I went to register, I told my dad, I called my dad, I was like, hey, she's on the list for 110. I'm gonna move up to 110. I want to fight her. And he was like, you want to do that? I said, yeah. He was like, okay. So register up to 110. I fought her in the finals. I was heated. Like, her dad and her mom and her brothers were all screaming from the crowd, like, oh my God, like, saying all kinds of mean stuff. Like, you trained me, but you're over here disrespecting me on the sidelines. Like, you guys have known me all these years. You're going to disrespect me on the sidelines. So I took that out on their daughter because she was in there with me.
Yeah.
But I because I felt disrespected, and I don't tolerate disrespect. So I took it out on her. She was mad in there. She was mad. She was throwing a fit. She was arguing with the ref. She kept
that's when you know you're in trouble, honey. When they start arguing with that ref. Yeah.
I have her mad. She almost got disqualified. She was arguing with the ref. Like, that's how bad she was arguing with. She was mad in there. And because I was beating her so bad, I was so upset. And I really I knew I was going to win. Like, that's how I felt it. So I got in there, you know, I took it on the anger. Huh?
Did you ever find out what the reason for that?
I never found out. I never asked. Once I won, I was so heated. I didn't speak to them. I have not seen them. I seen them one other time where I think her dad was talking to my dad. And they're cool. You know, there's no bad blood between them. But for me, I felt personally disrespected from a fighter's point of view and a friend's point of view, that since seeing them there, I have not spoken to them or seen them since. And I never wanted to ask. I got my issue off. I was like, you know, you did that to me. I'm never going to mess with you again on any type of level. But I just had to show you, like, I can beat you. Like, I don't know if that's the reason why your dad stopped training me, but I could beat you, and I did. So that felt good for me. That was an accomplishment. I'm not sure if that was exactly the way to handle it, but I was 14, so that just felt like the right thing to do at the time. And then the second time I ever like really had it out for somebody was the girl that I told you guys about, the girl who like made it into beef because I was in her weight class. We used to be really close, and she like made all our mutual friends pick between me and her. So like I lost quite a few friends because of that, and I felt really disrespected by that. So the first time we got in there, I was boxing her from like a calm point of view, like a respectful point of view, and I did beat her like bad. But it was the fact that afterwards, it just felt like the drama got worse because she would go behind my back and she would talk about me to other people. And she would always have my name in her mouth. And I wouldn't understand why when I don't do anything but train and live my life. So the second time we fought, for me, it was all about respect. You're going to respect me in this ring. I was not boxing. I was not doing footwork. I was not peppering. I was going further. I was trying to knock her out because I was like, win, lose, or draw this fight, you're going to respect me. You are going to respect me. And we was in there throwing blow after blow after blow. We were both tired at the end of the fight. Arms at that point. Like, I was like, you're going to respect me. I don't care what happens today. You're gonna leave this ring, respect me. And after that fight, she never said another word about me at all. She avoided me at the OTC. She never said anything bad about me after that. And that was that. I was like, we're gonna squash this today because I'm not gonna deal with it. So I think those are like the only times I've ever like really had it out for somebody, but that's because I felt personally disrespected and I just wanted to make it like a point of I don't do anything to anybody. You know, I respect everybody. So there's no reason for you to disrespect me.
Okay. I mean, I like your attitude for sure. I think y'all make really great friends because both of y'all got similar stories.
That's the way it is. She learned that night, right? You run your mouth, there are consequences. That's exactly why I ended up after the fight with Christine. That's when she started talking shit. Before that, I didn't have a problem. So yeah, I've been accumulating all of her messages. So when we see each other in June 26th, you want to be tuned in because I have no idea how I'm gonna handle it, but I can be very mature.
I'm gonna sure.
Hey, Black Rose, you gotta come. You gotta see that fight. You gotta go find the first Christine Ferreira versus Helen Peralta, because these two ladies, boy, that was a fight. Everybody, when you ask what the top 3 fights are for bare knuckle fighting champs, they always name their fight as one of the top. So it's like
I'm gonna watch it. I'm for sure gonna tune in June 26th. I'm ready. I'm gonna be excited. I'm like,
and it might be free. It might be a free fight. I think Dave Feldman is gonna make it free. I think that's what I heard. This guy just keeps surprising me every day. Not only are we going to be back before all the other combat sport besides the UFC, but the UFC increased the price on the pay-per-view. I think bare knuckle is just going to make it free to increase their audience.
Right.
So don't quote me on this, but that might be coming too.
Oh, that would be amazing because there's so many people that I always want to tune into it and just give it a try.
Once they try it once, they're going to keep watching. It's an amazing sport. It's so beautiful. It's like if you can see beyond the gore, it's just an amazing thing because it's all about IQ, not athleticism. You can come back from any sport. You give your life to martial art. It's really hard to quit. That's why champions stay too long, right? So if you're a boxing champion and you're in your 40s, you can't go in there with this young box that can do 20,000 push-ups and shit like that. You can't. But in bare knuckle fighting, it's not about how many rounds you can do. It's about being smart. And if you slip for 1 second, that's it. If you can make your opponent make a mistake and cash him, taking that step, they're gone. So you don't have to meet with the same level of athleticism. And that's what I like about the sport. And I think it's going to be a home for a lot of other champions who don't want to give up their sport because they miss going out there. They miss the walkout. They miss the training where you can use your intelligence in bare knuckle because it's not about athleticism at all. Of course, you got to be able to do 5 2-minute rounds. Any professional athlete can do that. But the thing is about how precise you got to be and how one mistake can cost you the fight. You can be winning 4 rounds. And that guy closes his eye, no technique, throw a punch, and if you didn't see it coming, good night it is. You're done.
Helen, you look like you're in tremendous shape. Are you close to the fight weight right now?
Yeah, I waited 132, 130 earlier because the room I train in, it was 98 degrees today. So I lost like 5 pounds just there. And I'm not even dieting. I'm probably going to eat after this. not carbs, just some quinoa and some chicken and stuff. But yeah, I'm close to weight, but I have more, even though I'm about the same way I was last year, but I have more muscle mass. So I have 8 pounds of muscle compared to last year. So
You
even though I weigh
look
the
really
same,
toned.
it makes me look bigger.
Yeah, and you look really toned, especially in the arms. And then your legs look more, I don't know how to say it, like almost like a dancer's legs when I seen you you know, doing some of those balancing things. So I was like, look at Helen in here today.
Man, if you'll be surprised. I mean, you're a young fighter, kid, and you can rely. Your body can take a beating. That's how I did at the beginning of my career. I started age 27. And I was a functioning alcoholic, and I would drink sometimes during class until I found out, you know, you get tired quicker. You know, when I went in there, I didn't go there and I said I wanted to be a fighter. So I wanted to be champion. But I'm gassing out within 3 minutes, so I started drinking less and doing less. But it was all about I need to catch up with those other girls. So I didn't take break. I didn't take care of my body. And now I'm realizing that you don't have to lift heavyweight. I don't have to lift 500 pounds. My opponents are never going to weigh 500 pounds. But if I can do whatever I want with 135 pounds, which my opponents weigh around that way, that's all I need. So I'm focusing now, and that's where you see the difference, on knowing how to use what I already have instead of putting anything new in. Like keeping the kinetic chain of your body in shape. You know, don't skip stretching because you don't feel it. When you're young like you could probably go for hours and hours on end. I learned how to keep training and get that strength that the young athletes have without having to put my body through all that pain because I don't want to do it. It's crazy. I still go through a lot of conditioning, but now it's different. It's aimed differently. My aim is to get my kinetic chain, the hips, the knees, and the ankle working together so that you experience less pain, you can create more power. I can create so much power from my hands down to just one shot. And I choose that because I practice it all the time. Just how to bring the power from your ankle, from your foot, all the way to your arm. It takes so much less power. I don't have to be lifting weight all the time, running all this. I'm not going to be a marathon runner. I don't care for running. I learned how to fight, so I don't have to fucking run. So I'm not a good runner. But everything in my body, that's what I'm doing now. And I'm going to do that for another year. And then I'm going to teach it to young athletes so they can extend their careers, you know? Because you hear a lot about no days off, just keep going, all this stupid hashtag. It doesn't really apply because once your body starts breaking down, it doesn't get any better. I remember I had to get to training 20 minutes before, so I can warm up to the warm-up and put a bunch of tape everywhere where everything was broken. And I told that was the way to go. Now I know that's not the way to go. If I am too tired, I don't spar when I'm dehydrated. I can be cutting weight. And if I'm sparring a professional fighter, I eat like I'm not cutting weight. I show up hydrated and relaxed. I don't do any strength and conditioning the day before. And if my coach makes me, I slack the whole time. I take all the insults. But I show up and I beat the other girls all the time. Because I have a better understanding how to use the body that you already have as opposed to focusing on how you can get better. You get to a point like I'm 3 weeks away from my fight. I'm not going to get any better. So if you turn it up all the time, what you can do is you can overtrain. You can break something that wasn't broken before, and you're going to show up 70%. You know, so you got to be a little bit smarter with your training.
Yeah, overtraining.
It's a real deal.
You know what I was going to say? Well, Clarence asked the question. He wants to know, to both of you guys, is it easier to make weight than to lose or what? Let me see. Make weight.
I think he meant to gain weight than to lose weight.
Yeah. Right. I'm not sure I understand that question myself.
I think he's trying to say when you're going to fight, it's easier to go up in weight or going down in weight. That's what I think he's trying to say.
It depends. It depends on who you are specifically. I don't really gain or lose weight for fights. I'm about the same. You know, when I'm off, I'm maybe six pounds over my fighting weight, but it depends on the person. Some people, it's easier to gain weight to fight because of their body structure, their muscle mass. Other people, it's easier to go down from their walking weight just because of their natural body, what they feel most. It depends on what you feel most comfortable at. For me, being at 112 is comfortable because most of the time when I'm down at 112, I naturally just drop to 110. So for me, it's easier to be at 12 than any other weight class than it would be to be at 119, 118. But being at 12, between 12 and 15 is really easy for me.
Czarina, are you signed to PMP?
I am not. I do get fights with TMT affiliates, but I am not signed to them because I am looking at a few different offers from a few different promotion companies that I cannot disclose exactly who yet. But I am looking at a few different offers, so I haven't made my decision yet. But they do. Some TMT affiliates do help me out with getting fights, so I do appreciate them for that because they do it without needing me to sign a contract with them. But I haven't made my decision yet, so I'm still looking. I'm waiting until after quarantine when the fights start because they're making a lot of promises to me, but I can't see what you can really do if we're all stuck in the house or stuck training outside, not fighting. You know, I need to see what you can do with the fighters you already have once we can actually get in the ring and once, you know, I can see what you can actually do for them in the real life. So I'm waiting until after quarantine when we get cleared to fight and stuff so that, you know, I can see what's the best choice for me. Because at the end of the day, signing with any promotion company is about who's going to look out for your best interests and who's not going to screw you over. Because I'm not really looking to have things prevent me from getting to where I'm trying to go in my career. So I want to make sure that I make the best decision for me that's actually somebody who cares about me, not about making money or about, you know, the business or short term. I need somebody who's going to look out for me and have my best interests, like if they were my dad or if they were someone who's related to me who cares about me. I need someone like that to be looking out for me, not someone who's gonna make some money off of me and then screw me over in the long run. You know, so I'm gonna take my time to pick the right person.
I like that. That's smart.
That's a very smart decision from a young fighter, for somebody that young. Because seriously, most people, they're in it for themselves. You have a lot of managers who manage all their fighters, so they have a bunch of fighters. You're just a number, or they just can't see things from your point of view. You know, it's all about their numbers, and that's it. And then you kind of need that connection. You know, that's something that I feel like I've been missing. Now I do have a head coach. We do have a connection. But I still don't have a manager and manage myself because everyone is just looking after themselves. It's like, I don't have anything. So what is it that you want 20% off? Show me something else. How about you make something happen and we can take it from there? Like, what, you want 20% of my negative account? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
like,
and they try to, because I believe managers and promotion companies, I believe they can get up to 33% of your purse. I believe that's the correct amount.
Oh, yeah.
33%. And they're going to try to milk you for all 33% of that purse if they can. So you really have to look for who's looking out for you. For me, I'm blessed to have people on my side. Like, I still train with my coach that I started with, you know, because he has always looked out for me. I'm training with another coach who has known me for just as long as my original coach has. So I work with both of them because I know that they genuinely care about me and are looking out for me. I'm blessed to have a mentor, Richard Steele. He's a Boxing Hall of Fame referee. Richard Steele, him and his wife Gladys, they have known me the whole time. I started at their gym, so they mentor me. They really look out for me. They treat me like I'm one of their grandchildren, you know. So I really am blessed to have people who are looking out for me on my corner. You know, like Blanca from Beautiful Brawlers, she really looks out for me. She really cares about me. You know, so I have people in my corner looking out for me. But as far as like signing with a manager, promoter, you know, you really have to be careful because they do look out for themselves and for the money more than they will ever look out for you. So, you know, I look to these people, these mentors, to help me pick which one is going to be the best for me. Because I know at the end of the day, my dad, my coaches, Mr. and Mrs. Steele, Blanca, they're never going to steer me to somebody who's going to do me wrong. So I'm really blessed to have those people with me, especially, you know, my coaches and my dad, because those connections are going to be the most important because they're the ones working with you every single day. You know, they're the ones in the gym with you. If you don't have a good connection with these people, you're not going to learn as much as you can. So it's really good to have like a coach, a parent. You know, my dad's in the gym with me. He's one of my coaches. He's yelling at me all the time. Like, yelling at me all the time, but you know, he's looking out for myself, for my best interests, and I know that. So, you know, I'm glad that he's involved.
What was I gonna say? Okay, so Rob says, does Helen have a prediction for the Amanda Nunes Felicia Spencer title fight? That's UFC 250.
That's Saturday.
Goodness.
You know, Felicia Spencer, she's an up and comer. She's a tough girl, and the big thing about her is not so much her knowledge of the martial arts, which she has plenty of. She has a very high IQ. we fought together. When I made my pro debut, she fought that night. And there's one thing I saw. I mean, I didn't know anything about her. So without knowing anything about her, my first thought was her fight IQ. It's like this thing that no matter what the coach is saying, your body just does the things at the time that it needs to be done. And you do it without thinking because it's already part of who you are. You don't even know it's there. So she has that. But Amanda Nunes is my favorite fighter of all time. And every time she fights, I get so nervous. I never get nervous for my own fight. I get so nervous. I can't think. I can't swallow. It's so I hope that fight ends within 5 seconds so I don't have a heart attack. Yeah, I'm hoping Amanda Nunes wins in the first round. She can win by strike, trying to keep Felicia Spencer off. If I was Felicia, I would try to go for a submission. But she also has very good and tricky kicks because of her, I think it's the Taekwondo. I don't want to, I think she has a background in some martial art. I'm not sure if it's Taekwondo or karate. But she has these tricky kicks that are not easy to see coming. But after I saw Amanda Nunes, the way she beat Holly Holm with Holly Holm's favorite kick. Like she practiced so much not to get caught up by that kick that she ended up knocking Holly Holm out with that kick.
Yeah.
So I know that about Amanda Nunes. She's able to do these kinds of things. So I don't know. I can see Amanda taking it to the ground, and finishing it there or taking it standing. But I wouldn't count out Felicia Spencer. From the rational point of view, Felicia Spencer is a real threat to that title. Now, from the emotional point of view, which I cannot leave out of it, I'm extremely biased. I want Amanda Nunes. I don't want her to touch my girl, okay? Sometimes she fights and I'm hoping her opponent rolls her ankle on the way out. I never hope that for my opponent. I want my opponent to be the best. But when she's fighting, I just get so, I don't know, man. I cannot be unbiased about Amanda Nunes. But yeah, I'm thinking first round finish for the sake of my heart. But you cannot count down Felicia Spencer. She's a real threat. She's a very good fighter. She has a very high fight IQ.
What weight is this fight going to be at?
At 145. If Amanda Nunes wins this fight on Saturday, she'll be the first double champ to actually defend both titles in 2 different weight classes as a female fighter. The best fighter in the world, okay? Yeah. So I can't let Felicia take this away from me.
Yeah, that is an awesome thing to be able to have on the record books for sure.
Oh my God.
She's
going to break the records with that.
And what you think, Black Rose?
I think Amanda Nunes, I'm honestly a fan of her, and I have seen all her past fights. So I think that she will win, but it's not ever good to count out, the up and coming people because they are often the ones who do want it more. And that's what really puts them on the top beating these champs is that they want it more. They're hungry. So they work harder and they train harder. So I'm not going to underestimate her at all, but I am a fan of Amanda Nunes. For me personally, I just feel like may the best woman win, So I'm excited to watch it though. So.
Oh, good. You're a fan of MMA too.
I do. Yeah, I do watch it from time to time.
All right, ladies, this is our last call for questions. This is it. These guys are really interactive tonight. I love our Boxing Playhouse. We call them players. That's our Boxing Playhouse players. They are amazing. So this is the last one, and then we're going to find out how everybody can find you on your social media and stuff. But it's Clarence, and he says, Helen, what made you want to fight? Because you look like you would kill someone.
I wouldn't do that unless I had to. It was just watching that fight versus Holly Holm and Ronda Rousey, and I think there was something missing in my life. I had anything I could. I'm so good at everything I do. And I don't mean to be cocky, but if you tell me, hey, Helen, do you know anything about fixing cars? I'll tell you no. But then I'll start studying it, and you come back in a month, and I'm very close to the best you've ever seen just because I put so much effort into everything. But then what that did to me was that I never knew what my true passion was because I can pick something up and be good at it. I can pick something up and be good at it. So I never found my passion until I watched that fight and experienced it myself. And I realized, I'm like, this is my calling because through this, I'm going to meet people coming up like her and others also. And be able to, because I have so many ideas about the world and how it should be, but I don't have the words to put it out there. But once you experience certain things, this is a shortcut to understanding humanity. There's some things that you cannot read in a book, but when you go out there and you put yourself in this kind of situation, it does something to your brain if you are open to it. So I do fight, not even trying to cause any damage to the other person. That's just a side effect. That's just collateral damage. You know, it's not my main goal when I go there. And I swear, I'm just going in there trying to see what I can do, how far I can take my mind. Because in order for me to be able to lead the people I want to lead in a short future, coming future, maybe 5-10 years from now, I got to have higher understanding than everyone else. And I found that through fighting, to putting myself in the situation and the pain of training and the anticipation, you know, like when I'm going out there, I know there's a bunch of people who want me to get hurt. There's a bunch of people who want the other person to get hurt. That, you know, there's people who are jealous. You have all this other stuff going on. And then being able to overcome that, it requires a certain amount of grit on reality. And I'm going to need that grit in order for me to share the message that I have. That right now, I wouldn't even mention it because what people don't listen to you unless you're somebody. So I'm fighting for the mic. That's what I'm fighting for. I'm fighting for the fucking microphone. I mean, you have people who don't know anything, but just because they're famous, people listen to them. Yeah. So I don't care about fame, but I have to make myself famous just so people will listen to me because I want the mic, because I have something to say.
Mm-hmm. Right, because you want to be a motivational speaker, right? At the end,
yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I wouldn't kill anybody, but I could go there if I needed to because I also understand life and what's precious. So if somebody is threatening something that I care a lot about, or I feel that the world can do without them, it's very easy for me to flip that switch and have no moral weight on my mind at all. But I don't do that though. I don't kill people. But you know, it's always there.
So Helen, what can the fans expect on June 26th?
The same thing they can always expect from me. I never back down. I always come forward. And you have to fucking kill me for me not to get back up and rip your fucking head off.
And she means that. She means it.
That's what I told you in my last fight. I said, I don't know what to expect. I don't know how I'm going to do, you know. But I'm going there to fight. You know, I'm not going there to win at all. She might win, you know, by a landslide. She might win with the first punch she throws. But I already thought about that. I'm okay with that result because I'm also thinking about putting her out with the first punch I throw. So it's an even situation.
So Helen, if Christine wins, y'all might be married for another year.
Oh no! That's the only reason why I have to win because I don't want to deal with it anymore. I don't want to think about the same girl for that long.
You gotta get out of that toxic relationship.
I need another girl to think about. Maybe one cuter. I don't know.
Yeah, y'all look. If she wins that fight and it's 1-for-1, and this title keep going back and forth, these championships.
Want a trilogy.
And to be honest, I don't see anyone else in that weight class besides Christine who have the possibility to take it from me. Like I don't talk down. I mean, I don't like her as a person. She irritates me. But as a fighter, I really like the way she fights. I like that mentality that you know, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna destroy you. I like that because it's a place for everything. I believe without organized chaos, there will be no space for society. We cannot be civilized if we didn't have a place for violence because it's part of who we are. We tried that. Look what's happening now. You cannot take that away from society. You just cannot. We need this. We need this place where everybody's in agreement of what's happening. It's control, it's profit, or we're athletes, but we do need violence in society, and she brings that, and I like that about her. And I don't see anyone else in that division who can give me any trouble, and that's why I asked for that fight. I could have waited for the tournament and just beat the champion, but I don't really care about that. To me, it's a piece of metal. The champion is a mentality. I won the championship for me on the second round when she knocked me down, and I couldn't see, and I got back up. My corner didn't know I couldn't see. Nobody knew I couldn't see. I didn't say that until after. I never touched it. I didn't want anybody to acknowledge it. Right. I kept going. For me, even if they would have given her the win, to me, I won. What I went there to get, I got it on the second round. That's all I needed. I just needed to know something about myself, and I got my answers. So coming now, and I really, I have really nothing to lose, even though I am the champion. Because I never cared enough for it. It just doesn't make me who I am. It's just a fraction of it. It's just the surface, like an iceberg.
Wow. Helen, we can talk to you all the time. I hope you continue to come back on our show. And we thank you so much for all your time because you give me motivation, girl. I mean, that's
awesome.
Ladies' Night, power, girl, power. When she's preaching around here, baby.
I want to see that fight.
3 more weeks, baby.
You said all that motivational stuff and all that mental fortitude and everything, and then you're just like, I gotta see this fight.
I'm hyped.
It's good to be able to build someone's mental strength, but also know how to squash it.
Oh,
that's what I'm doing to hers.
Damn, that was deep right there. I'm gonna need for you to go ahead and patent that, what you just said. You're gonna have to patent that for a lot of ladies. Now tell us
Well,
exactly. Oh, well, we got to get Black Rose. Black Rose, do you have anything else that you'd like to say to your fans and everybody?
They can find you.
Where can they find you as well?
I appreciate you guys for having me on here. I appreciate all the people who are still going strong, watching after 3 hours, 2 hours, 53 minutes.
Oh, wow.
You know,
Yeah.
we talk a lot, so it's really good that people are actually tuning in and being interactive with us. I made a new friend today. Helen's my new friend. You guys are my friends. Sakura, Emilio, y'all are my new friends. I made new friends today, so I feel very appreciative of that. I do agree with what Helen said. It is all mental. It is mostly mental. You could train as hard as you want. You could build your body up, get as many muscles as you want. But at the end of the day, if your mentality is weak, you're going to lose in there because it is mostly mental. So, if you can go in there and you can ruin your opponent's mentality before you even step in the ring, then you already won the fight.
Yes.
And that's honestly what happened in the, I'm not sure if you guys watched, but in the Sanisa versus Marlon fight, that's what happened. The weigh-in, she made Marlon mad. She ruined her mentality before she even got in there. So she lost. And that's what happens when your mental is weak, when you haven't built up your mental to be as strong as your body, you're not gonna do well in there. You're really not. And sometimes you just gotta take the day off from training, a couple of days off, and you just have to study your mind. You have to make yourself stronger mentally. Sometimes it's not about physical. Most of the time it's about mental and emotional, spiritual. You have to make sure that you're strong in all aspects of your life in order to be strong in there, to be successful in the ring. So, that's what I always try to do. Even days that I don't go training, maybe I don't feel good, or maybe training just got canceled. My dad will send me videos to study. We'll watch videos of myself, my old sparrings, my old fights, because you really have to build yourself up in there. No matter what happens, you have to make sure that you're strong mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically as well, but mostly mental. So that's really one of the biggest things to focus on in any combat sport, mine, hers, any other combat sport that there is. So yeah, I really appreciate all the support. I appreciate talking to you guys. It's been fun. This is like one of the most fun interviews I've ever had. Honestly, people are just
Thank you.
That's cool.
We're like actually conversing. We're having real conversation.
Yes. And also, I want to thank you for saying that, because my goal has been that, you know what, we got to get some more ladies known with boxing fans so I can stop hearing this bullshit or, oh, I can't watch. Well, I don't know anybody but Clarissa, or I don't know anybody what's her name? Brackets. I don't know anybody but Chevelle Allback. Like, you only know one person from each generation. Like, it's like, come on. Like,
we need to, and with boxing, I don't know how it is with other combat sports, but with women boxing, we don't do enough of supporting each other. That's the problem.
I agree.
It's not really about our promotion companies or our managers, because they're doing their jobs. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you, they're doing their jobs promoting us. It's each other. We don't support each other enough because they're all so competitive that they all want to be better than each other, even if they will never meet in the ring. They all want to be better than each other. But if we all supported each other more, then we would be able to have more recognition. Like if Clarissa spent more time supporting all the females who trained with her in the amateurs, because a lot of us trained with her while she was in the amateurs. A lot of us were in the same tournaments as her, going to the same training camps as her. A lot of us, even me, she went to the OTC at one of my training camps and she trained with us. This was after she won her medals, of course, but she was there. She was training with us, and along with Shakur Stevenson, Terrence Crawford. They would all come and train with us. But it's like we don't come together and promote each other enough. And that's the problem. That's why people don't know our names. If you have a platform, if you have a big following, then you should do your best to get these other boxers out there. All these up and coming boxers, all these prospects, you should use your platform for something positive. It's good to post about yourself, to post about funny memes, whatever. I'm a stickler for a good meme, but if you have a platform to promote yourself as well as other people that you see has the potential to be as big as you, then do it. because at the end of the day, you could be popular, but why not support somebody else that's to be popular as well? Why not put somebody else's name out there? We are all working together to build women's boxing up. We're making a comeback. We have to work together for that. We can't make a comeback while being separated. That's like the same issue that's going on in the world. We have to be divided. We can't make peace being divided. We have to come together in unity to make peace in the world. It's the same thing in boxing. The lessons that you learn in the ring are the lessons that you can use for your life in the world. If we can't bring peace outside on the streets, if we're divided, then how are we gonna bring peace into boxing if we're divided? Like outside of the riots, all the gang members have come together. The Amish have came out and they're protesting. People in cosplay. Batman, I saw Batman protesting. All these people, they're all coming together, and it's actually making a difference. They're all coming together in peace. We have the Crips and the Bloods coming together, tying their flags together and rioting together, protesting together. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if they can make it happen, why can't we make it happen? We're in a business. We need to be more united together as women, because at the end of the day, a sport is a sport, but we're all women, and we have to have our priorities in check as women. We need to support each other. Women are known to have bad self-esteem, are known to beat themselves up because of what other people say about them, because of what they say to themselves. So we need to uplift each other. There's no reason to hate on each other, whether we're in the same weight class or not. We need to uplift each other. We need to come together and make this happen.
I agree 100%. And that's the thing, is I feel like you can't have a dance partner if you're never talking about but one person. It's kind of hard for you to build up a huge mega fight when there's nobody else in a viewpoint. Like it's like you need that balance in order to even create something with boxing fans, because they'll hurry up and be like, oh, she's fighting another bum, or oh, he's, I don't know them, and they're just like, go ahead and think that you're not that good because they haven't heard of you before, when a lot of times that's not the case. You just haven't heard of them before because they haven't been mentioned in the conversation in the meantime of somebody promoting themselves. So,
and that's where it comes in at everybody beefing to sell tickets. Like, a lot of the people who fight each other, they fake beef to sell tickets, and that's only because one of them is more popular than the other. If the fans don't know both parties, they're gonna be like, oh, it's just a whatever fight, I'm not really interested in it. So they'll fake beef with each other to sell tickets. But it shouldn't be like that. You need to put yourself out there. Your colleagues need to put you out there, just as you need to put them out there. Like, we all need to just support each other a lot more. I'm grateful for a lot of the people who I'm really close with at Mayweather Gym, a lot of the fighters, because when I do post things about my boxing, they're very supportive. They do make sure to shout me out or, repost my video or something like that. So I'm really grateful for that. But I just wish more women boxers would start supporting each other, because most of my support comes from my best friend, who's also a boxer, or my close friends that I had, the few close friends that I had as an amateur. But I don't ever see Clarissa putting, upcoming prospects on her stories. I don't ever see Katie Taylor putting upcoming prospects on her stories. I don't even see them interacting with newcomers or prospects. I don't see them creating a mentorship or a sisterhood or a friendship even with these people, because everybody just sees everybody else as competition. And that's not how it should be. Whether we're going to get in the ring or not, like, we still need to, support each other. It doesn't matter. At the end of when we get in the ring, that's business. I don't know you. I don't even like you at that point. But when we get out of the ring, you're my best friend. So it don't matter. You just have to have the mindset that it's business.
Right. Now, just to be fair, now I've seen Clarissa. She interacts with Amanda Serrano and how do you say her name? Fashawn. She just got her title back from
But those are all women with titles, with fights, who are on TV.
titles,
I mean, like, fresh out of the amateurs, still in the amateurs, about to transition. Those females, she needs to be promoting. Like, I know she works with some of them. I know one of my friends who was in the amateurs is actually staying with her and getting like some really good advice from her. But it's not just about in-person presence. It's also about social media presence. It's about platform presence. It's full circle. You can't just do one thing and then think that's enough. Like, no, we need your support in every aspect of this sport, because the sport sells through social media presence, through TV presence, through other people seeing what you support. You know, you can support them as a friend one-on-one, but if you go do an interview and you're like, no, I don't really see anybody that good coming into the sport like now, what are you doing? What are you really doing? You're putting all the new people coming out down rather than lifting them up. Like, you should be telling other people what to expect, not what to not look for, because then they're just going to turn their heads because they listen to you and you're a role model, you know? So if you're a role model, you need to be a role model.
That is very serious conversation. That's in depth, and that's kind of like what I also had in mind to be able to, you know, include in some of our ladies' nights, you know, so we can get some good ideas on how to get more of the next generation voice out here and their skill and their talent and just their names, you know. So like when another big opportunity comes up, one fighter isn't like, well, I don't even know who, you know, that person is, or and you can't build up a huge fight. Because we got like Chevelle Hallback and Christy Martin that was on earlier. I mean, Christy made some good money. People did want to fight her, but at the same time, they still got way less and far less coins than their male counterparts. So we still have a long way to go when it comes to female boxing and combat sports in general.
Yeah, but that is a completely different thing though, because that it's not the male boxers' fault, honestly. Like, if we're leveling with you, it's the fact that we don't support each other enough to get it well known. If there were more viewers for female boxing, we would be making just as much money as them. But we don't support each other enough. Like, they support each other. You go on their pages, all they're doing is reposting their friends' boxing videos, pictures, all that, like all the time, constantly. I'm looking at your page. I'm all on this dude's page watching your story. Like, female boxers, they will post anything but each other, and that's the problem.
But we try to go out of our way as far as media, because since we're media, we try to go out of our way to support other media outlets. But it's a lot of times where we don't get that same love back. Trust and believe, but we don't let it interfere with what we have in our hearts to do for other people.
Even the amateur boxing.
The lights went out. Huh?
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know it was this dark now.
We try to support all levels: the amateur boxing, the just, you know, fighters just beginning, the big fights. You know, we try to, you know, even like you say, other
media outlets.
We always shout them out. I post pictures, but you don't always get that love back. But I still like to, you know, support everybody.
Yeah, and that's how it should be. That's how it should be. Like, honestly, we should all just support each other, regardless of what's going on. You know, regardless of if they're competition or not. If we're gonna meet in the ring one day, or we might not ever meet in the ring. It's just all about support. You know, I support a lot of my fellow, you know, amateur colleagues, you know, my pro colleagues. If I see something, a video or something, I'll repost it on my story, because that's how it should be. I have gotten a little frustrated at one point because I never got like that same energy back. And I made like an angry post. I was like, all right, y'all, like, y'all really not supporting me. Like, how you gonna say you're my friends and you're not supporting me? And then after I made that post, like, I started to see some changes. Like, some people was posting my stuff, fire emojis. Like, this is the energy right there. But it's like, you shouldn't have to ask somebody to do it. If they support you, they should just support you.
Want to do it automatically.
Yeah.
Right. I agree with you 100%. So now we're going to let you ladies go for the night. We finally made it to the end of the show. Sorry for all the fans that just started tuning in. Like, Alex, we see you. And
go ahead, babe.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, Zarina didn't get a chance to let everybody know where to find you.
Where can they find you on your social media?
All right. So my Facebook, Twitter, and Insta. I have 2 Instagrams. So Facebook, Twitter, and first Instagram is all Czarina McCoy at Czarina McCoy. So it's CZARINAMCCOY. We just spell that for you guys real quick. So that is, and then my second Instagram, which is where you're gonna find all my boxing content, is at Black Rose Boxing. All straight together, Black Rose Boxing. That's where you're gonna find all my boxing content. The Czarina McCoy Instagram is my personal Instagram, so you're gonna see a lot of cute selfies and pictures and memes about stuff that's only funny to me. But that's where you're gonna get to know my character. Also, if you look up either one of those pages, you will see the @ in the bio of both pages for the other page, so you can look me up that way as well. My YouTube is also Czarina McCoy, but I haven't posted anything recently in there. So I would suggest doing the Instagram more than the YouTube as of right now.
Hey, when's the music coming, Czarina?
Music is coming very, very, very soon. I have a whole bunch written up. I just haven't been to the studio with the quarantine and the COVID and stuff. I'm about to release a lot of stuff. So I have a photo shoot coming up, video promo coming up. I have a freestyle about to be posted, coming up. So look out for all of that. There's some really cool stuff that I'm about to drop. So I'm excited for that.
You keep us informed. We want to have you back on another Ladies' Night.
Of course, whenever. This was fun. I'm so down.
Thanks, and make sure you share us sometimes to some of your friends so they can see your interview. And a great time we had it with the other females.
Anything you want to tell Helen before you go?
Helen, I really enjoyed talking to you. You're super cool. I like your vibe. You're real. And I want to be friends. So I'm going to follow you on my pages. Follow me back. Let's be friends.
Don't forget to watch.
Nice to meet you. You're very mature for a 19-year-old. I really like your perspective. It comes from a place. I haven't ever thought about that perspective of female fighters promoting other female fighters, so that totally caught me off guard, but it makes a lot of sense, and surprised that I'm taking that up from a 19-year-old. So it's good talking to you.
Thank you.
That's amazing. And then Helen, how can we find you, baby?
Helen Peralta. I'm boring, so it's the same thing for everything. So if you Google Helen Peralta, I might be the last Helen alive. It's such an old name. I don't think there's that many Helen. So yeah, if you look up Helen Peralta, whatever is out there on me will come up. And I'm sure I'm tagged on this video, so just follow the tag.
This is crazy that you don't have a moniker yet, as badass as you are. Like, I might have to work on this situation here.
A what? A MySpace?
Oh, no, I'm going to work on your moniker, which is like your, it's like Black Rose for
I see.
Czarina.
Oh, well, I do have a fight name. Is Iansa. She's the goddess of the thunderstorm. She's an African Orisha, and I got that fight name from my capoeira mastery. But most people don't know how to pronounce it. And unfortunately, once you take the tilde off, Iansa is also the acronym for a no guns, organization against guns. So it's weird because it's just coincidence. So yeah, I don't use it that often because it can be taken politically because people are stupid and they don't like to read and they don't do any research. So yeah, Helen Peralta it is.
I understand. Helen Peralta, ladies and gentlemen. And we have a few extra points. First of all, we need you guys to go over to our YouTube page and sign up for us there. And then we also have Twitter, Facebook, IG, and Twitch and Periscope for you gamers. And we just want you to sign up and have a great time with us. Thanks so much for engaging with us. We appreciate it. And please follow these ladies. We want to send a huge thank you to Christy.Martin and Lisa. And we also have Mrs. Dalia.Duran who popped in with us as well. So we thank everybody for coming out. And we definitely want you to get out and vote. Don't ask me who you need to vote for. I just need you to go out and vote. That's all.
Can we get one more toast for Ladies' Night?
Ladies' Night. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Good luck on your fight.
Good luck to my opponent because she's going to fucking need it.
All right. Good night, y'all. Thank you.
All right. We'll be in touch.
Yes, for sure. Let me know.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Wow, that was an amazing night. I mean, what was your most memorable part?
Oh,
There's
man.
so much that happened.
Oh, I enjoyed the whole night. You know, it went by so quick.
Ladies' Night is definitely something I think we need to keep doing it. How about you? You guys, you're fans. You let us know. Do we need to keep Ladies' Night on our roster for every first Friday? What, every first Thursday of the month? Got to. Because we met some incredible women tonight, and we also caught up with a lot of other incredible women that's been in the sport for so long and offered us so much entertainment. And it's just nice to know that they're still in the game. They're still into boxing. They're still contributing, and they're trying to make it more of a better place for ladies in boxing as far as careers, photography, writing, being Hall of Famers, promoting, boxing, bare knuckling it. I mean, it's just amazing. And then here we are, just making it happen with Boxing Media. And speaking of making it happen, we got Boxing PlayHouse's sponsors that we needed to let you know about, which is Making It Happen Auto Detailing Service, and they're mobile, I meant to say. And then we also have T&K Boxing Promotions, and we have Brittany Photography as well. Yes. And now for the most important part of the evening, guys, in case you missed it, Dalia.Duran, the beautiful Dalia.Duran, was here with us tonight to announce that we are having a special Roberto Duran happy birthday edition on June 16th. And that's going to be an amazing show. She said it's all kinds of special guests. I mean, I'm just so honored that she would think of us in that way. And we got a
Tuesday night.
Yes, it's his birthday, and it's also the night that Roberto Duran won his super welterweight title against Davy Moore. So I'm sure she's gonna yes, and you know she wants to do something really special for her dad. So I can just only imagine what kind of guests we're gonna have. Make sure you tune in so you can be a part of Roberto Duran Hand of Stones. Definitely his special edition birthday celebration. And that's June 16th.
What's up, Alex?
And we'll catch you guys later. Thanks so much, Clarence. Thanks to all our Boxing Playhouse players.
Marcus.
We appreciate you.
What's up, Marcus? Shout out to you, brother.
Yes. And Malachi.
Clarence. Much love, Clarence.
Absolutely. Until next week, you know how we do. Cheers, baby. Okay. We had a great night. Oh, we got our new glasses too. We didn't even get to promote them. King and Queen. Sweet success. This tastes so good. See you next time, guys. You want to give me a kiss?